The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties. Serving the old ways from being abused. Protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do? We are the Draft Beer Preservation Society. God save Mrs. Moss and good old Mother Riley. We are the Custard Pie Appreciation Consortium. God save the George Cross and all those who were loving them. We are the Sherlock Holmes English-speaking vernacular. God save Fu Manchu, Moriarty and Dracula. We are the Office Block Persecution Affinity. God save little shots, China cups and virginity. We are the Skyscraper Condemnation Affiliates. God save Tudor houses, antique tables and billions. Serving the old ways from being abused. Protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do? We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save strawberry jams and all the different varieties. We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. God save the Village Green.
What a song, man! I forget every time I play that song, and it's the Kinks and the Village Green Preservation Society, taken from the album The Village Green Preservation Society. And every time I play it, I think, this song will be all right, and then I'm just blown away by it. It's just such a great song. When the Beatles, I think that was '69. So the Beatles had done Sgt. Pepper, the Who were doing Tommy. And the Kinks were singing about a village green, a concept album about a village green. It doesn't get any more micro than that. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio with myself, Iain Lee, and Catherine Ball. Good evening, Catherine.
Hello.
And you, dear listener, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. You can give lots of people tweeting me. Can I come on and talk about this? Can I come on and talk about that? Yes, it is a phone-in show unlike any other phone-in show. In as much as you are welcome to come and call and talk to us about anything. You'll speak to Sam. He's back. He'll take your name and number and give you a call back before the show, as kind of a safety net. I jot down stories from the newspaper, so we got things to fall back on, like a fallback career, when this radio thing goes tits up. And I normally have about 12, 15 little stories. Occasionally I'll throw a big one in there, but generally it's little stories to fall back on. Today I've got 3. Oh,
who's this?
That's your phone ringing.
Flipping it.
What's going on? Who is it? Someone? Take it. This could be it. This could be it, Catherine.
Hello?
This is exciting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Hello, who's that? It's Tommy Cannon.
Hey! Tommy Cannon! He's not on tonight, is he?
I'm going to ring you now.
Is he on tonight? Oh, you've ballsed up. Sorry, Tommy!
I'll give you a ring now.
Outrageous.
I won't be a second. Cheers, bye.
That's award-winning producer Catherine Boyle. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tommy Cannon's coming on in a second. How terrible is that? How terrible is that? Ah, dearie me. 0344499 1000 is the telephone number. She's never going to live this one down. She's never going to live this one down. Tommy Cannon. The reason we got Tommy Cannon on is because of this incredible show that ITV are showing at the moment. Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock. The Last Laugh in Vegas. Oh, man, it's such a good show. It's such a good show. Now, here's what I'm hoping, right? Here's exactly what I am hoping, okay? We were rude enough to not phone. You come back in here, Catherine, because this is what I tell you what I hope is going to happen when Tommy Cannon comes on, right? We were rude enough, and it's listen, you know, it's the buck stops here, but actually it's entirely Catherine's fault. We were rude enough not to call back one of our national treasures and one of the stars of definitely the best TV show on at the moment. And I tell you what I hope happens, Catherine. I really hope Tommy Cannon goes old school, lays into us with effing and jeffing and then hangs up. That's what I hope happens.
I don't think he F's and jeffs.
Oh, I've got let's find out. Tommy Cannon, are you going to F and jeff at us?
No, I am not.
You've got every reason to. How rude of us, Tommy. How rude.
No, don't worry about it. You've now done it, so that's fine. That's fine.
I was hoping you'd go old school and tell us exactly where we could shove this interview and then slam the phone down, Tom.
No, not at all. Not at all. I can't do that sort of stuff.
Well,
we're old school.
Well, bless you for that, Tommy. Listen, it's so nice to have you on the show again. I've got to say, mate, Last Laugh in Vegas. I had a meeting at ITV about 4 or 5 months ago, and I said, "Oh, what have you got coming up?" And they said, "Oh, we've got this thing, Last Laugh in Vegas."
Yeah.
And half of me got very excited, and half of me thought, "Oh, the way TV is at the moment, I really, really hope they don't get all these people there and take the mickey out of them." And I was so relieved to watch it, Tom, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. How did they sell it to you? When did they get in touch with you about it?
Oh, God blimey. Last year, sort of September time or what? Well, we went out there last year in September.
Right.
So it was before then. We just got a phone call that's saying, do you want to go to Vegas? And we said, what? He said, do you want to go to Vegas? That was Phil. And I said, yeah, well, what's it about? He said, we want to go to Vegas and do a variety show and all that business. And we didn't know anything about it. But yes, who wouldn't want to go to Vegas and perform in Vegas?
Well, exactly, man. It's the stuff of legend. For those who don't know, and we've talked about it a lot, but for those who've not seen it, Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock, ITV. Cannon and Ball, Bernie Clifton, Bobby Crush, Jess Conrad. We'll talk about Jess in a minute. Sue Pollard, Anita Harris, and I've forgotten one. Mick Miller.
And Kenny Lynch.
Kenny Lynch, that's it. I'll go Kenny Lynch, and they get flown out to Las Vegas. You put up in a beautiful house, Tom.
Yeah, it was a mansion. Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's stunning. And what was funny was you suddenly, you know, and everyone, you won't mind me saying this. You're all in your 60s and your 70s.
That's right. I'm a bit more than that.
Shut up. How old are you?
I'm 18 in June.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Mate, you look like one of the best. I would have suggested you were one of the youngest. That's incredible. Oh, well, happy birthday for June. But this makes it even funnier then, right? When you get into that house, that first episode, and everyone's arguing about the bedrooms.
They're all diving for the best room,
they're all
they're all
diving.
I know.
Massive.
The thing was, when we got there, we were all there, stood there sort of in this massive hallway, and suddenly one of the producers said, right, there are bedrooms for everyone, go and find them. Everybody started to go manic, rushing around everywhere trying to find a bedroom. It was unbelievable.
You by luck found a bedroom that is about the size of my house.
Yes, I did.
Did you get to keep that one in the end?
No, I didn't, because what they didn't... you got to understand that when it's reality, they don't show the nicer things. They always show the things that just are going to make people say, "Oh, I didn't think he'd do that."
Of course they do.
I didn't think she'd do that.
Yeah.
But what happened was, Anita had found a bedroom that she was frightened of it. It was dark. She didn't like it at all. And I got the bedroom, which was the best of them all. And I said to Anita, "Look, you have that bedroom, and I'll have the one that you don't want."
What a gentleman.
And they didn't show that.
Well, it's funny, Tom, because I was going to ask that, because listen, I was in I did I'm a Celebrity last year, so I know that thing of, they just want to show the conflict and the tension and you know, people being nice to each other, they don't want to show.
No,
and so
they don't want to show that.
I wanted to ask, we've had 2 episodes so far, they're kind of, alright, let's just say, they're kind of making out that Jess Conrad is the bad guy.
No.
And I wanted to know how much of that was TV magic. Was he the bad guy when you were there? What was going on with that?
He's not. He's just the way that he comes across. That's all. He's a nice fella. There's nothing wrong with Jess. We had lovely conversations with him. He's just a nice fella. But he has this demeanour around him that makes him look like he's above us all and we're beneath him. Yeah. And that's not true.
Right.
It's not true, but they're showing it that way.
Right.
But that's reality.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
You know?
That's what they want. I found the show funny. I found it moving, some real moving bits. Bobby Crush in the first episode breaking down and talking about being a young gay performer in the 70s.
Yeah.
And there was that lovely scene which you were in, where you went and visited the medicine man in the middle of the desert.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, and it was, and listen, I've ever since I was a young boy, Tom, I've always had a crush on Anita Harris. I always have. And so I'm watching it partly for Anita, but just the beautiful way that she talked about her husband and the difficulties that they've had, and
it was very, very moving. Very emotional.
And then you chipped in as well, didn't you, with stuff that about your dad not being around for you when you were a kid. I thought it was such a beautiful scene. Yeah, it was just the guy that was the medicine man was wonderful. He had such a terrible life growing up, and then he asked us all around about he said, right, so now tell me about your life, Anita, and then Mick Miller, and then me, and it just took me right back to my childhood. Yeah. And I have to be honest, I was very emotional about it. I was. And I just couldn't, I think I was virtually in tears listening to Anita. Yeah. And I suppose at the end of the day, whether that's what his intention was to talk to us, but he was such a lovely man, I couldn't resist just opening up to him. What was he smoking, Tommy?
He was smoking bark of a tree.
Bark of a tree? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
He wasn't sharing, though, was he?
He didn't pass it round.
But in fairness to him, I thought that's what he was going to do. I thought he was going to sort of pass the pipe round. Yeah. And in fairness to him, he said, listen, I know you're probably all thinking I've got to pass the pipe round. He said, but I don't do that. He said, because I know there are people who don't like to smoke at all. So he said, I don't do that. And so we accepted that.
Remind me, Catherine, the name of the guy, the producer that's putting
Frank Marino.
Frank Marino.
Frank Marino, yeah.
What hair, what amazing hair that man's got.
But you see, can you imagine Frank Marino coming from Vegas, right, the greatest entertainment capital in the world, and he comes to Wigan in a warehouse.
I found that hilarious. My gran used to live in Daisy Hill, so I know Wigan well, and he was very out of place, wasn't he?
That's right. But he came with this sparkly jacket, sparkly trousers, and you went, wow, what's this? And it was, and don't get me wrong, lovely man. Yeah. Lovely man, but, we were all, nobody knew what to say. Yeah. Because he came out and he's got all this long black hair and sparkly jacket, and I thought, hang on a minute, he's out of place here.
Well,
he's in Wigan in a warehouse.
His face when Bernie comes out on that ostrich.
On the chicken. He was calling it a chicken.
Now, listen, I grew up watching that, and I was a kid. I remember being about 8 years old, and I met Bernie Clifton, and it was for me, it was like meeting the Beatles, you know, because
I know.
That ostrich still to this day, I don't think there's a better act out there. It's so funny.
No.
And Frank's face though, it was just like, what? It's like Bernie was coming in, you know, chopping the heads off cats or something.
I know, but did you see the guy he brought with him who was sat down?
Yeah.
And he was like, and he was doing the F word.
He mouthed to the camera,
God,
what the F is that?
I know. And because he said to Bernie as well when he got to America, have you left the chicken at home?
It's what I love is because it's all of you lot. I grew up watching you, and you know, Tom. We've had you on the show before, and we genuinely we love, you know, people, comedians, and musicians that meant a lot to us as we're growing up. I think it's great that we celebrate them and we salute them. Was it? I saw Anita has been getting upset in the first couple of episodes. Again, we know it's little snatches of it, but you guys have been doing this stuff for years, 50, 60 years, right?
Yeah.
And having someone saying, right, I think you should change your act, Anita, I don't think you're that kind of thing. How do you feel when an outsider, someone very talented who knows his onions, when they start critiquing your act?
Well, I think what they try to do is, because he's worked in Vegas for so long, he doesn't think that possibly any of the English acts that go over there are going to crack an American audience.
Yeah.
And so, of course, his comments, I mean, could you imagine? He said to Mick, God bless Mick, he said, you know what? You need to get your hair cut.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
But what I saw about him was that he comes in, and like you say, he came into Wigan dressed like Liza Minnelli. It's because because in Vegas everything is big and sparkly and bigger than it should be. I mean, his hair is enormous, and you don't see that walking around Greggs, do you, in the precinct?
No, you don't.
So his version of you would have been, gosh, you're going to get swallowed up by this. You need to be big and loud, and I don't think he knew he was dealing with you two, though, did he?
Well, exactly, no. But, I mean, in fairness to him, he only said to us, he said, what you should do is maybe write some different sort of material or whatever. But he hadn't seen what any of the acts do, right? Because what he hadn't done, he hadn't seen how Bob and I worked, he hadn't seen how Mick worked, he hadn't seen how Anita sang or anything. So he's actually, if you like, doing, because he did, in actual fact, produce the show. So yes, he's quite right to have a comment about it, but I don't altogether think he was quite right.
There have been so many bits that honestly, if you've not seen it, dear listener, go onto the ITV website and watch the first 2 episodes and watch them, because it is so good. So many bits spring to mind. There's that lovely bit when you all go off for your first dance lesson. And you're all lined up, and the dance teacher goes, "Right, guys, we're going to play some music. I just want you to dance across the floor one at a time." And you know, Jess is a bit self-conscious, and Sue does it brilliantly. And there's a guy, and then Bobby Ball. Well, first of all, you moonwalk, I think. I
know.
You moonwalk, and then Bobby Ball goes and busts some moves.
I know. It was absolutely, totally surreal.
Yep.
I mean, it was. I mean. You know, I don't know, like yourselves, I don't know what's coming out tomorrow.
Right, okay. Have you not seen it then?
At all. We've got no idea.
Oh.
So we have to sit there and watch it, and I'll probably be watching it and go, oh, blimey, I didn't think I'd done that. I forgot about it.
Tommy, how much did having Bobby there take the pressure off you? Because I think like some of the acts felt that they had to be quite defensive and justify the way they do things and why it works for them, whereas you two, you kind of got each other to fall back on, haven't you?
Yeah, of course we have. I mean, I suppose in that sort of environment, we sort of can talk to one another and get ourselves into a position where we think, oh, what the heck? And that's what you do. The others haven't got that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I suppose we were one up really on them because of the two of us together. And, you know, things happened that I suppose, I mean, talking to you now, if you said to me, well, what else did you do, Tom? To be honest with you, I can't remember because it's all been edited down to fit into the 1 hour slot. Because, you know, we were out there 12 days and every day we had a camera 24/7.
Yeah, yeah.
So the amount of material that they had and they have to edit down, we don't even know what's coming out.
I tell you who I love on there. I love all of you, but Kenny Lynch. Kenny Lynch, he doesn't give a stuff, does he? He doesn't give a stuff.
No, he was absolutely fantastic. He was in his own world. He used to come downstairs for breakfast and he used to say, "All right, everybody, what am I doing here?" it was such a laugh with him. He was absolutely lovely. I mean, they all were.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I'm thinking back, I'm thinking, what particularly went wrong? And to be honest with you, I don't know whether there was such a lot, because I can't remember, neither can Bob.
Yeah.
So we're just like everybody else. We sit at home tomorrow night watching it at 9 o'clock, and I'll probably go, and so will Bob. "Oh, blimey, I didn't know I'd said that. Oh, I didn't know we'd done that."
I tell you who should get their own show off the back of this, right?
Yeah.
And if ITV make a show, Bobby Ball's wife. Her on the video on the Skype calls. She is hilarious. She's brilliant.
I know. It was really, really funny, because Bob used to phone her every day, 2 and 3 times a day. Because I remember saying to him at one time, "Why do you keep phoning her every day, man?" And because he's saying when we're on tour, we're in the car or whatever, and if we've only got say we've got 40 or 50 miles to go, he'll phone her 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
it's amazing.
That's
amazing.
Lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, she might not think so. She might think
no.
She's trying to crack on with things at home.
Well, when he phoned up last week and said, I've not brought my braces with me. I've not got my braces."
I know. Could you believe that?
What a plonker.
How can somebody who's pulled his braces for 55 years forget his braces? It's
what
incredible.
An absolute prude.
I know.
Did you enjoy it, Tom?
Yeah, I loved every minute of it, and so did Bob. We loved every minute of it. It was fantastic. It was just one of the... let's be honest about it. We're there in Vegas. The only downside was when them people got killed. There were 58...
You weren't there when that happened, were you?
Yeah, we were there, yeah.
Were you really?
Oh.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Oh, mate, I didn't know.
Yeah, we were there when all them people got killed.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because it was a strange thing, because everybody in England, my wife and Yvonne and everybody, were ringing to see whether we were okay.
Oh, dear.
And I was saying, "What do you mean, okay? What's wrong? What's gone on?" And we didn't know that them people had been killed.
Yeah.
And so we had to have a meeting with the producers and things and saying, "What do you want to do? Do you want to take time out? It's entirely up to you. It's been a very, very bad sort of massacre, if you like."
Yeah.
And apparently this guy was a multimillionaire who went to that hotel regular gambling, and he walked in with these big bags. But if you're a gambler in Vegas, they welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, of course they do.
Bags.
Of course they do.
They don't check. And so upstairs he went into the room, bolted the door, put a magic eye on the door so he could see anybody coming up the corridor, and apparently made a normal gun into a machine gun. I don't know how he did that, but he broke the window and shot 58 people and injured I don't know how many.
And you were unaware that had happened?
Yeah, we didn't even know.
Well, this is the thing. It's worse for the fact... When I don't live in London anymore, but when I lived in London, and if there were, we have more than our fair share of, horrible things happening, and I'd always get a phone call from my mum, or, "Are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you safe?" Yeah. And it's the worry is for the people at home, isn't it? Who think,
sure.
You forget that Las Vegas and London are huge places.
Yeah, they are. Massive places.
God, I didn't know you were there for that. How many episodes have we got in this series, Tommy?
We've got... it's good that you've asked that, because we've got another...
Because you don't know.
5 episodes altogether.
Yeah.
But on the last one, on the 4th one, we do the 4th one, and then you've got to change to Channel 3 for the variety show right after it.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
So that's the 4th one, change to Channel 3, and that's the variety show that we did on the last night.
Oh, so they've not included that as part of the series? That's a bit of a swizz. You got to switch
channels.
channels.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the reason is behind it, but the problem... the thing is, the last one comes out at 9 o'clock on the Tuesday, and then you turn right the way over then to Channel 3.
Is it ITV2 that they're showing it on, maybe?
ITV1.
They're showing it on ITV... Well, hang on, but the main show's on ITV1, isn't it?
No, the last reality is on Channel 1.
Right, okay.
And then right after it, at 10 o'clock...
Right.
Is the variety show.
We will investigate this, and we'll get. I'll have to tape it because we'll be on air.
Yeah, find out what's going on.
But we'll find out and we'll let them know.
Yeah.
Was there any final question? I'll let you go. Was there anyone in that group you hadn't worked with before?
No, we worked with Mick. We worked with Kenny. No, we never worked with Jess. I played football with Jess on a show business 11.
There you go.
And he always played goalkeeper. And we all got on the pitch and there were no Jess. Jess came out of the changing room with full makeup on and a mirror in his top pocket.
Of course he did.
And that's Jess.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, the show is Last Laugh in Vegas, and honestly, it's such a good... ITV, Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, you can watch it online. Very quickly as well, we should... and I'll tweet this, cannonandball.com is the website, and I'm just there now, and I can see... Guys, don't you ever take a break? You're touring through April, July, August, September.
I know.
And then you got pantomime December. So you're doing the dressing room play, which we talked about before, where it's a play about you and Bobby about to go on stage.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And it's going everywhere.
Yeah, it's going all over the place, mate.
All right. Well, listen, me and Catherine are definitely tomorrow we're gonna look through these dates and we're gonna find what we can do.
Yeah.
And we'll pop along. Tommy, again, Catherine, you should apologise.
I'm so sorry, Tommy. I would like to say it's not like me, but it's getting more and more like me. I don't know what's going on with me.
It's very much like her.
You're over worrying, it's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but at least now I've got your phone number.
Yes, you have.
She'll be sending you all kinds of rude pictures, Tommy.
I know.
Listen, send our love to Bobby, and thank you so much, Tom. It's nice to talk to you, mate. Take care.
All right, lovely.
Thanks
a lot.
Thanks
Cheers,
so
mate.
much,
There you go. Right, I'm going to tweet the link to that. That's Tommy Cannon. Cannon and Ball, of course, and it's such a lovely, heartwarming show. It really, really is. I was so worried that they were going to, these TV makers were going to have their T's in their C's, their tongues in their cheeks, and would be taking the mick. But it's done in such a delightful way, in such a delicious way. I'm going to tweet now the tour dates for their live show, and we'll have a little look tomorrow, and we'll see if we can pop along and go and see one of those. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Tommy Cannon's 80 next month. That is outrageous. Honestly, I don't believe that for a second. Unbelievable. Thank you, Tommy. You're a top bloke. I know we bang on about this show a lot, but there's so little that excites me these days. That I tell you the three things, right, that have really inspired me. Three kind of artistic endeavours that have really inspired me recently. Last Laugh in Vegas, because I think it's charming, I think it's moving, I think it's funny, I think it shows respect, and it's great. So there's that. There's this Beatles Anthology Revisited documentary, this fan-made documentary, or audio documentary. It's 18 episodes, it's about 25, 26 hours, and I just finished it today, and I was out walking the dog and George Harrison died. Oh, and I just found myself in tears. It was beautiful. Such a good... I didn't want it to end. And then I tried to listen to an audiobook afterwards, Bruce Dickinson's autobiography. And I just thought, I don't want to listen to anything for a while now because this was so well produced. I don't want to... So that inspired me. The other thing that really, really inspired me is this documentary about Gary Shandling, the Zen Diaries of Gary Shandling. I love Gary Shandling. I used to love the Gary Shandling show when I was a kid, and I love the Larry Sanders show. It's just one of the best things. And This is like a 4.5-hour documentary. I'm going to be honest. I watched it in a hooky method because I don't have the channel, and I don't normally condone that kind of thing, and I certainly don't go on the radio and say it. But find it and watch it. It's on Sky Atlantic, I think. So if you've got the Now package, I think you can watch it on there. I just found it moving, found it sad, I found it profound, and I found it so inspiring. That where every time he was at the peak of something, he was a writer for TV, and he was getting some really big gigs, and he went, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to be a stand-up. And when he started doing stand-up, he sucked. And then he got big at stand-up, and he was offered, he did the Gary Shandling show, which was unique at the time in that it broke the fourth wall, and it was him talking to the camera and stuff. And he did that, and he went, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And his ambition had always been to host the Tonight Show. And he was offered the Tonight Show. And after he did it for a while, he went, I don't want to do this anymore. And then he did the Larry Sanders. Oh, so good, so good. And those three things have nourished me recently and made me think, you know what, maybe things will be okay. Maybe things will be okay. Maybe things will be okay, Alan.
I hope so.
I hope so too, Alan.
Well, I've not been too well myself.
Uh-oh, what's wrong, Figaro?
Well, me mum, me dad and me, we've all had a nasty flu.
Oh.
All three of us.
Hey.
I'm still suffering myself because I got a chesty cough.
Chesty cough. The question that's on everybody's lips, Alan, is how did that job interview at the bookies go?
I didn't get it.
Oh, their loss.
Their loss, man.
I found out on Thursday by email that I didn't get it.
Well, hey, do you know what? Good that they told you, because people don't always get told.
I'm still waiting to hear back from a job I went to 10 years ago. I don't think I got it.
I'm not sure, because you did drop the ball earlier.
Didn't she, Alan? Didn't she?
Drop the Bobby ball.
That's actually quite good for cats.
Well, that's the wrong one, but...
No, I know, but you're going to get...
He's not well, though, is he?
You're going to get fired out of the Tommy Cannon. Now, one of Britain's...
I'm going to give you a kick in the Conrads.
Oh, dear. I'm going to Kenny Lynch you in a minute. Well, I'm not actually going to strangle you. Well, I'm going to Kenny Lynch you.
All right, this is escalating.
Okay.
Let's stop.
I'm going to Bobby Crush you in a minute. I'm going to burn
get your pollards.
I'm going to burn...
Or drive over the Clifton Suspension Bridge. The Bernie Clifton Suspension Bridge.
That's
Yeah,
better.
get it,
That's
yep.
better. Thank you. We're saying the first names as well. That was part of the gag. Well, I hope you get better soon, Alan, and screw those bookies. If I were you, I'd go and post a turd through their letterbox every day for a year.
See what the odds of that are.
Well, there's other jobs elsewhere.
Yeah.
You've got to think of it this way, right? Every rejection is one step closer to your job. Your job is there, it's just a matter of finding it.
Or death.
That too.
Is that job still going at your place?
Sorry, Alan, say that again. The phone signal broke up there.
Is that...
Oh, no, we seem to have lost him, which is a real shame. We haven't got any other guests this week, have we? We've got a guest one day.
We have got a guest one day. It's in my diary.
was Tommy Cannon in your diary?
Yeah, he was in my diary.
Okay.
I've had a stressful day. I've had an emotionally gruelling day.
But no, what happened is I was playing Catherine at Trivial Pursuits on the PlayStation last night, and I destroyed her.
You didn't destroy me.
I nearly swore then. I nearly swore then. I was
beat
so
him,
upset.
and he was so embarrassed about it. He came back, he came back harder, but wouldn't have been possible to come back softer. And then he beat me by a tiny bit, but we both of us resoundingly kicked Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, just some random bloke. I don't even know. And then people, we're having a party online. We had a party online. It's like a chat party. We had a chat party. And which I started, but basically on the PlayStation you have a chat party, and I invited you to the chat party, invited Jeff to the chat party. Then
we closed the chat party door, or so we thought.
But then Johnny, some bloke called Johnny came into the chat party, but he didn't have a microphone, so he couldn't chat. Very, very, very weird. Very weird. Tell you what we're going to do. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. We're going to do in a minute what we were going to do at 10 o'clock, because I didn't know that we had a guest book this evening. It's not my job to know that. I'm kind of the artistic side, and Catherine is the Well, it doesn't matter. I'll probably have to keep an eye on that side of things as well. But what we're going to do is a Periscope love bomb. What's that? I'll tell you after this.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Right, so we're going to need a little bit of help here. Periscope Love Bomb. For those of you who don't know, Periscope is a way of streaming video footage from your pocket telephone from anywhere in the world, and anyone else in the world who has the Periscope app or goes online can watch it. Yes, that makes sense. And we sometimes stream the show on Periscope, although we're doing it from YouTube at the moment. So I am going to find someone on Periscope who has got 0 to 5 viewers. And then I'm going to tweet who they are, and at the count of 3, we're all going to jump onto their feed. It's going to rise and rise and rise, but here's the thing. When you can leave messages on Periscope, say nice things. Don't be mean, don't be snarky, don't be nasty, don't be. Say nice things. Let them know that they're on the radio, because we'll plug. In fact, let's do it. We're going to doing this through Kath's phone, so we're just going to. Sorry. Oh. There we go. We're going to plug this in here. So we'll be able to hear what's going on. So be nice to them is the thing. And sometimes, it's worked every time we've done it. Every show we've done it, but sometimes it takes a couple of goes.
Have you got to take it off silent?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it went ping, didn't it? So.
All right, mate. Okay. And thank God you're so unprofessional. Your phone wasn't on silent at the start of the show. Otherwise, we'd have no guests and a very, very annoyed. Now, we always end up in the UK, right?
Yes.
Because America's quite sweary. Let's try America. All right, let's try America.
Finger on that dump button, Sam.
I've got the dump button.
Yeah, finger on that dump button, Sam.
Right. That one's a Russian man driving. We don't want that. Okay, so we've got to find one that's... Okay, let's take this. I know this bit isn't the greatest bit of radio. Is there no one in America on Periscope at the moment? Here we go. Let's have a little look, see here what we got here. No, they've disappeared. I don't think your phone is working. Oh, there's a lady with big boobs. She's got 40 viewers. That's too many viewers for us. 40, looking at her lovely, lovely big boobs. I'm going to stream my boobs on Periscope today.
20 for each side.
Someone with 6 viewers in California, and the title of their stream is Hey Whores.
Oh, maybe not.
And yes, okay, let's try this one here. Right, I've got one. She's got 14 viewers, okay? So that's more than we normally do. I'm just going to join the room. How do I find out who she is?
His music.
Right.
I'm not trying to make it something bigger. If I like the person's music, I like it.
Right, so I'm going to tweet.
But
we are all...
That's another thing. I'm not a big fan of Migos because of...
Right, I'm just going to unplug her for a second. Just turn this off for a second. 'Cause we're going to Periscope. Love...
I'm not going to be like...
Oh, no. I'm just worried she might do a potty mouth. She's got 8 viewers. Right. www.per... I'm going to give you the name in a minute, guys, so get ready. www.periscope.tv/OKAYJESSICAA. Don't go in there yet, guys. Let me just check I've got the right feed. Let me just have a little look-see at that. Don't go in there yet. She's got 6 viewers, and the heading is she's from Santa Ana, California, and her title is Ask Me Stuff While I Make Lunch. It's Jessica. We're in. Okay, right. So, wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, these computers are terrible, aren't they? Now, ready, steady, go. So we're all going to pile in. I've just tweeted it. It's periscope.tv/OKAYJESSICAA. ICAA. She was down to 6 and she's up to 25. Ask me stuff while I make lunch. I'm hoping she doesn't swear. Oh, here we go. We're up to 53. We're up to 60. OKAYJESSICAA.
Hey.
75, 79, 83, 84,
Here
90.
we go. Share this. Please share this, guys. We want to try and get it up to 200 if we can.
Flex Diamonds. What's not to love? Did you hear yourself? Why is there 105 people here?
Here we go. Here we go. Don't swear. That's all I've got to say. Don't swear, Jessica. 122.
Wonderful. I love cheese.
She's eating a sandwich. We're up to 144. All right, I'm going to... Hi, you're on UK radio. How are you?
Hi.
169. She's not the most talkative person in the world. 173.
What?
Here we go. We're nearly up to 200. You're live.
Do you guys like cheese? What's your favorite cheese? Let me know.
www.talkradio.co.uk.
Am I really?
Cool. We love cheese. Americans don't really have cheese.
No, she's probably sprayed that on.
Everybody keeps saying that I'm live on Talk Radio.
Yes, you are. 227.
You're on Talk Radio in the UK. What kind of cave? Stilton UK Radio. Hi.
She's not very talkative. Oh, someone said something rude.
Radio.
You're on the radio in the UK. She can't hear us, by the way, for those who don't know how this works. She can't hear us, but you can type messages.
Lane Lee, she just said.
Hey, you're live on Talk Radio.
Lane Lee. They always call me Lane Lee, Americans. This is why I never got work over there. 238 people.
I was like, why is there 237 people
She's
appearing
wearing
here out of nowhere?
She's wearing a home...
What kind of cake? You're fabulous.
She's wearing a spoof T-shirt of Home Alone. What T-shirt
Interesting.
is that?
I am an 18-year-old girl who's sitting here eating a sandwich.
And 252 people, most of them from the UK, are watching
I am
her.
on my phone. Lane Lee has recommended.
Lane Lee, it's Iain.
Interesting. Well, you guys should follow me because I talk about really interesting subjects down from sometimes sex. Last night it was sex.
What?
Now I'm just eating my sandwich here and now there's so many people here. Crazy. Probably. Wait. Lane Lee loves you.
It's not Lane. What is this with Americans?
So, let's talk cheese. What is Lane from a celebrity? Sorry, Leto Files.
Pronounced.
Lane Lee likes cheese.
Iain.
Lane Lee on Talk Radio in the UK.
No.
I know, everybody keeps telling me. I'm live. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Go on
the radio. That means that they are...
Talkradio.co.
Everybody is saying L-A-I-N.
No, they're not.
That's why I'm saying, is it Ian?
No, it's a capital I. It's a capital I. Why can't they do this?
Talkradio.co.uk. Lane Lee.
Stevie's a bit of a swine, isn't he?
Yeah, everyone like that. Yeah. This is why we don't do it on Periscope anymore, because people
are idiots. Is he sweet? Do you guys want me to go on the website?
Yes!
And check it out for myself?
Yes! Yes!
Lois Lane. Why me? I am the absolute worst person in the history of Iain. Cool, that's what I said. Alright, let's do this.
Here we go!
Get to see my broke college kid set up from my PC to my bed to my everything here in my fabulous place. Give it a second to load. You guys can get a great view of this section right here, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see what this is about, because I just got rated, and I was only trying to...
278. Can we get it up to 300? Come on, guys.
I wasn't on here for all of you to watch. I was just here for all the regulars. So...
we love you!
Also, I wanted to talk about the subject, what you're studying, psychology. I wanted to study, I wanted to talk about cheese, and now I'm being rated.
This is Jessica. We're at periscope.tv/OKAY-JESSICAA.
I can't call him because I don't have my other phone, and I'm using my phone because I couldn't find the other phone that I usually go live on. Get parents, say cheese.
I'll see if she can email me.
You rock. Thank you. Just call him Ian. We'll call you back. Skype him. I thought you was Queen. What? Hang on, guys. Give me a second.
She's off. We can see her apartment. She's having a little cough.
Let's take my keyboard over here. Give me a second.
290 viewers. I mean, this is... She had 6.
What'd you guys say to go to?
Talkradio.co.uk.
Hang on, I have a question. Do they really? Not to... I'm all for it, the attention, but... why Periscope?
Well, I do. Hang on a minute. Okay,
I just saw him come in here, but I didn't see what he said. Okay, somebody give me the link to YouTube.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Thank you. I go live on here most days. Not really most days, but... talkradio.co.uk.
She's going to hear herself.
All right.
Well, is it going to blow her mind?
I am going to email him.
297.
Okay,
Here we go. She's on the website. We've doubled our online listenership. That's something. That's something. 295.
It doesn't come up on here. Maybe it does. I don't know.
Listen live. There you go. There's someone struggling with our rather clunky and complicated Talk Radio website, guys.
And he will call you. Listen live. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
1 second.
What? Oh, what is Jessica?
Oh.
I love doing this. I know it may not be the most exciting.
I was loading. I was like, why isn't it working?
We got 308 people. 310.
It says it's loading. I am sorry. I don't care too much for the attention. I just wanted to talk about cheese.
Talk about it!
And I hope you guys are following me. Oh.
Come on, Jessica! Talk about cheese!
I don't understand.
There you go. There's someone struggling with our rather clunky and complicated Talk Radio website, guys.
Listen live. Hang on. Actually, I think I should take this off because I think it's going to be disturbing. It's going to be disturbing if I try to... Not disturbing. It's going to be uncomfortable for me if I try to listen to my own voice.
She's more intelligent than any of the idiots that call us. She's brilliant. I love Jessica.
I'm not going to, get off of here.
My favourite cheese is
I'm just saying,
cheddar cheese. You don't even really have cheese in America. They don't have cheese over there.
We want to hear about cheese. Okay. Cheese. My favorite cheese.
We're gonna have to go in a minute, guys, because we've got another 120 seconds, and then we're all gonna leave. Okay.
Spiel on cheese. Cheese gives you gas.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Do you understand how delicious cheese is? And somebody who is lactose intolerant Right?
Brilliant. I love Jessica.
You guys.
She's quite
Turn your
farty.
volume on the website.
You don't even really have cheese in America.
My favorite cheese. We have cheese. My favorite cheese is cheddar. I also love provolone. I also love Swiss. I also love. My favorite is pepper jack. I don't know what your guys' is.
That doesn't sound like a cheese.
Apparently, she's also partial to cutting the cheese.
Jessica, listen, we have to go because we're going to the news. You have been a very, very good sport. And we are going to say goodbye, and everyone is going to pile out, and I hope you don't get depressed by that, and I know you're going to hear this a few seconds after it's probably happened. So, everybody, say goodbye to Jessica, and then vacate Jessica's room. Thank you, Jessica!
I am a firm believer in working hard to get to where you want to be.
She's
worth
great.
So much more than getting 10 seconds of fame.
Good. She's brilliant. Her head is totally screwed on.
No more cheese. Bye, guys. I hope you enjoyed my 10 seconds of fame on here.
We did, man.
And if you didn't, I don't know. But go ahead, follow if you want.
We have to go because we're going to the news. There we go. Then it gets a bit psychedelic. Jessica, you've been a really, really good sport. Thank you so much for coming and joining us and talking about cheese and farting. Well, thanks for letting us watch you. You were absolutely brilliant, and thank you.
Bye, guys. I'm excited to get back to my 5 viewers so I can talk to the people that I normally talk to. But you guys were great. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to eat my sandwich. But thank you. No, Eric, I'm not going to leave. They're going to leave.
Oh, she's lovely. And with that, we'll say goodbye. Bye-bye.
They're going to leave my scope, Eric. I'm not leaving.
Jessica, you've been a really, really good sport. Thank you so much for coming and joining us and talking about cheese and farting. Well, thanks for letting us watch you. You were absolutely brilliant, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for invading my scope. Well, not really, but you're welcome.
There we go. I'm not sure if she enjoyed that as much as we did. I don't know. There we go. This is something we do from time to time. We might do it again a little bit later on. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio's Lord of Misrule, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Right, I think I found another one.
When you're doing, seek some common ground.
Is that Willie Nelson?
No.
On the old side of town.
I always think you're gonna say, it's good to know there's still a few old.
So it's an old guy. Although this is good. It's got 4 viewers.
Okay, it's time for the bluegrass.
Oh, Dad and daughter.
Emmylou Harris. And then we're gonna sing.
Right, it's got 6 viewers.
Cox Family.
So I'm going to tweet it now, okay? If you follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is
Ready?
that the Cox?
Yeah.
The Cox.
The Cox family.
Steady.
First Emmylou.
Just tweeted it. So, it's periscope.tv /Griffin Hart.
Want me to do it?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Just checking that's right.
I don't have to chop no wood.
I think it's periscope.tv /Griffin Hart. Yes, it is. GRIFFINHEART. Be nice. They've gone from 4 to 33. Periscope.tv /Griffin Hart. We're up to 60. And the reason it's just a nice thing to do. I don't know if if Jessica got it. I think she was waiting for something to be me. Now, they can't see that we've gone up to 89 now because they're so into the music they're doing the closing the eyes thing, but they'll know soon. We're over 100.
Gonna be peace of mind for me one of these days.
We're over 100. They're good.
Hey, I might someday be a preacher man, carrying a long book in my hand, run across the country singing loud as I can. One of these days.
Griffin Hart. Periscope.tv/Griffin Hart. 144. Can we get it up to 200?
One of these days.
One of these days.
They're really good. This is brilliant. For those who can't see this, it's an older guy, looks like Willie Nelson. Cowboy hat, neckerchief. A younger woman who we think is his daughter. They're stood with a red velvet curtain behind them. Both playing guitar. And both sounding brilliant.
Gonna be peace of mind for me one of these days.
They were doing this for 4 people. Now we're close to 200.
For me one of these days.
Gonna be peace of mind for me one of these days.
Now, we're over 200. We've gone up from 4 to 212. Are they going to see how many they've got?
One of these days, Alice. One of these days.
Look at the camera, guys. Look at the phone.
That was the happy song. Now comes the sad song.
That was the happy song?
Yeah, it was, Bo. What's wrong with my hat, Bo? I don't like it.
I don't think they can see.
Call the wardrobe.
Boy, they're in for a shock when they play this back. I'm going to tell them you live on UK radio.
You got a low standard for happy.
I knew a guy chopped a lot of wood. He got like big muscles. He is huge.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good story,
John
guys.
Sabota. He used to kick cards off the top of doorways. Whack.
Used to kick cards
Somebody said
off
he
the
kicked the
top
guy's
of...
kneecap up into his thigh. Up in the
He used to kick cards off the top of doorways?
Yeah, that's right. He'd put them on the top of the door. And then...
That's what people did before internet.
Shut up, Dad.
Before political correctness. Remember I told you the girls grabbed him on the school bus and tickled him till he passed out?
Oh, yeah. I think I do remember that. Yeah.
That's what big guys are like. Okay, now just a second. You know that transsexual girl?
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Guy, whatever it was?
Here we go.
The big contract and then got fired?
Yeah, the model.
I watched that on the news, you know.
Here we go.
And it reminded me of the Gong Show.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about afterwards. They shouldn't have done that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she was a pretty strange person.
Yeah, she was missing some things.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd say that.
That's a little bit
I wasn't sure why,
transphobic, yeah, I know.
It's interesting, isn't it, Ma?
Yeah.
All right, let's get going.
As long as they don't start banding the N-word around, we'll be okay, I think.
Is it still in this key, Ma?
Yeah.
And how's this start?
Kiss Me Money, but I sing it. Kiss me. You want to do it this time? Okay.
There you go.
Kiss me, mother, kiss your darling.
Shit, these are great. I love this.
Lay my head upon your breast, throw your loving arms around me. I am weary, let me rest.
Now, I wonder if
Seems the light
hang
is
on.
swiftly fading. Brighter scenes they do now show. I am standing by river. Angels wait.
people who are better at the internet than me, I'm trying. This is Griffin Hart, and I thought that the Twitter handle tied in with the Periscope, but it doesn't always. So I can't. I'm trying to find out if I can find a phone number for these guys. Is what I'm looking for. So people that are better at computers than me, So they're at Griffin Hart on Periscope. Any ideas what they might be on Twitter or a phone number or something?
The angels, fate is due, my future now. Through the years, you've always loved me.
Here we go. 3 Chords and Truth, live old-time radio medicine show, singing DJs. Joe and Molly Griffin, funny food for thought, country R&B music.
In a deep and lonely grave.
Someone said, I hope the camera comes back and they're at a funeral. I mean, it's possible.
Kiss your darling.
These guys are great. Well, let's see if... let this song finish.
I found her on YouTube.
Okay. Let me know if you find a phone number or a cell number or something. We'll let this song finish.
I've got a website. I've got an email.
Well,
that's going to take a while.
yeah. Okay, we'll let this song finish and then we'll all say goodbye. But this is absolutely brilliant.
Let me rest.
Hey, well done, guys. I don't know if they're going to look. If they're not going to look, then maybe we'll say goodbye. Let's just see. She's moving her cape.
I told you it was happy and peppy and bursting with love.
You lied, Daddy. You lied to me.
Well, this one is. This one is.
Go. All right, guys. Let's say goodbye.
Thanks
for being.
There's no key down there.
I didn't.
Take care.
What's going to happen?
Let's
look into the good book and see what the next page says on the good book.
Look into the phone.
Recycling songs is good.
Pudding.
Because I figured something out, and I'm going to be teaching all the kids about this in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
You use, the big bullies that own all the radio stations and all that stuff.
Sorry?
Oh, this is really cool. Listen. This segment will be cut out for the school, for sure.
Uh-oh.
They got you over a barrel because they get the people in the cars and they get to program the people with those songs.
Oh, he's criticising radio for not playing them.
Well, you see,
Isn't that brilliant?
What you do is they're already programmed to those songs. So that's the songs you give them. Only you give it to them in a way that it's like a brand new song, but it's still got enough of the programming that you're still into it, and it's like really cool, and it really works, and it's using the man.
Mm-hmm.
Well. And that's what you're going to do, Ma.
Okay.
Acoustic cover. But you can go further than that.
All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you if you listen to this back.
You got to beat them.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. All right, we'll leave.
We'll do a Van Perry song and beat them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed that. Right. They were great. Well, I thought they were great. I'd have a little pop of that. Thank you, guys. Well, these things sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but I've still enjoyed them.
I've emailed them.
Brilliant.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see if we get them on at some point. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The switchboard is empty. Log me out of that Periscope, please, because I don't want you looking at my Periscope history. I don't know if such a thing exists, but I don't want you accessing my Twitter from it.
As if I would.
Oh, come on. So 0344 499 1000 is the telephone
You dirty
number.
devil.
Oh, no! I'm guessing I don't use Periscope outside of this show. I did a Periscope today because I'm kind of hoping if I talk enough. I'm waiting for the next big idea. And I'm kind of hoping that if I talk enough, the next
one will pop out.
Well, something will shift and it will be like a coin dropping into a machine, and eventually it'll push another coin off, and I'll get some coins. So I'm probably going to be doing more Periscopes and Facebook Lives over the next week or so. Just because there's an idea in the back of my head, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to hope if I keep talking, I can pop it out. But so I don't go on Periscope to look at other people except when we do these Periscope love bombs. I am assuming I don't know what the rules are on Periscope. I am assuming that nudity does happen, or do they censor it? I'm assuming there must be some kind of Have you found Phil?
I found a phone number for her.
Okay. Well, let's phone it up now.
Well, she's busy.
Well, yeah, but we might keep touching this blooming screen. Well, hang on a minute. Let's hang on a minute. Oh, I've lost it now. Oh dear. It's going to be one of those. Periscope.tv/Griffin Hart. Write it down for me, please. Still got 72 people watching. 72 people preferred that to this show. That's something. Okay, well, let's see if we can... What's her name, Molly?
Molly, yeah.
Right, okay, so 001 is the code. What have you written there? Is that 0?
Yeah.
Okay. 0 is just a circle. How could you get that wrong? Imagine if she stopped this. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got my cell on.
You've reached Molly Griffin's phone. She's not available right now. Leave a message and she will get back to you.
After leaving a message, you can hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, Molly. This is Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle. We're calling from the UK, from Talk Radio. It's 11:15 in the evening here. I don't know what time it is where you are, but we are watching you, and I think it's your dad singing a song. If you go back and replay the Periscope that you were doing earlier on, you'll see that the figures jump from about 6 viewers up to about 250. That was us. We got some of our listeners to come and watch you, and we're playing some of your singing on air now, and we thought it was absolutely fabulous and wonderful. And if you'd like to come on the show as guests, you'd be very welcome. My email address is Iain, IAIN, at iainlee.com. So IAIN at IAINLEE.com, and you'd be very, very welcome. Once again, IAIN at IAINLEE.com. And we're enjoying, your dad looks a lot like Willie Nelson. That has to be said. It has to be said. But we've thoroughly enjoyed listening to you, and hopefully you'll get a kick out of seeing those figures go up. Thanks so much. Take care, Molly. Tutty bye. Tutty bye. 0344 499 1000. Let's take some calls. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
I'm obsessed now. Let's try one more because we've been given a different telephone number. So let's just try one more number, because it wouldn't it be great if it went live. 001 604. By the way, we've got no phone calls, so we might as well carry on doing this. 0344 499 1000 if you want to come on the show. There we go. Let's just try this and see where it takes us. It may take us nowhere.
Griffin.
Hello, I'm calling from the UK. We're just watching Molly live on Periscope right now.
Yes.
Is there any way we could chat to them, because we're playing out what they're singing on UK radio?
I'm right here.
Is that Molly? Is that you?
No, this is Joe.
Oh, hey, hang on a second, Joe. Because maybe we're on a slight delay. We're watching you on Periscope right now.
Yes, that's fine. Great, thank you.
How are you doing, man? You're sounding brilliant.
Yeah, thank you.
If you go back on your Periscope feed, you'll see about it goes up to about 250 people watching you.
Really?
Yes, man, really. We were watching, and it was about 6, and we invited all of our listeners, well, some of them, to come in and kind of, send you messages of love and goodwill, and you didn't notice, but you were. Is that your daughter?
Yes, it is.
You guys sound absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much.
How long have you two been playing together?
A couple of years now.
Okay, so are you streaming live now? We're not watching a recording, are we? Because that would be awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Oh, we're not, are we? Oh,
no! Listen, it's all live. There's no editing.
But you're not performing live now?
Well, I can't perform constantly, and first of all, I've never seen the number 250. The numbers I see are tiny.
Well, honestly, we thought you. Oh God, we've been talking to a recording. What idiots we are! Oh well, honestly, we was up to 250 a minute ago.
Oh, that's fantastic news for us.
So can I ask, Joe, why do you do it? Why do you and Molly do this, and how often do you do it?
Well, we do it because we think we could be a pretty good podcast, radio show.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
And how long have you been doing it for? It's been playing with Molly and singing and playing?
Oh, well, I taught her, does your chewing gum lose its flavor, the old Lonnie Donegan song.
Oh, yeah.
When she was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5.
That's a great song.
But I didn't have any time to spend with her until, last couple of years.
Yeah. Oh, well, Joe, listen, just to say, we've spent about 15 minutes. We're on a radio station in the UK called Talk Radio. I know that's a genre, but it's talkradio.co.uk. My name is Iain Lee. I'm with my friend Catherine, and we have been listening to you and Molly playing for about the last 15 minutes. Well, about last 20 minutes, actually. And we have absolutely loved it. We think you're brilliant, and I definitely think you guys have got something, and you should definitely stick with it.
Well, thank you very much.
Joe, it's nice to talk to you, mate.
Yeah, but could I write down what you said again, or could you email me?
My friend Catherine is going to send Molly an email, because I think you've got Molly's...
I've just sent her an email now, but I'll send her another one.
And also, I've left... We found a number for Molly, and I've left a message on her phone as well.
Okay, well, take my email, because I do all the business. She's not near as reliable as me.
I like Joe. Joe, go on. What's the email address?
EDJO, EDJO.
Yep.
GRIF.
Got it.
Like the beginning of Griffin.
Yep.
edjogriff@gmail.com.
Okay, you got that, Kath?
Yeah, I think I already emailed you earlier on, but yeah.
We'll send you another... Hey, listen, man, it sounds great. If you want to send us any stuff, it'll get a fair hearing over here, and we'll play it on the radio.
We totally appreciate that, because YouTube, nobody will put us out there,
Oh, dude, Joe, we're going to put you on the radio, man. Seriously, you send us stuff and we'll play it. I promise you. Honestly, we've been thrilled. I feel silly that we were all shouting at a video, but it's late at night over here. What do you expect? And we're dumb Brits. But honestly.
I feel bad about it, but I gotta get it out there somehow.
Well, it worked, mate. It totally worked. And thank you for being such a good sport, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.
You'll get total cooperation from us. Thanks very much.
Thank you, man. Take care. There you go. Well done. First of all, well done him for being such a good sport, and dumb on us for shouting at a video.
All right, I'm writing to him now.
Idiots. Did we do the quarter past break? We did. We were all... oh, what a surprise. Someone is on Periscope winding up the first person we went to. Well done. Of course they would do. That's what Periscope is, a strange old place. And we try and shed some light in it when we can. Let's go to Donette. Good evening, Donette.
Hello, Ian.
Hello,
Catherine.
Hi, Donette.
That country western music was beautiful.
Weren't they great? They were superb. Very simple little two-part harmonies. I love that.
And very professional.
Yeah, they were great. And he looks, honestly, he looks like Willie Nelson. He really does.
Really?
He looks that gorgeous white beard and cowboy hat.
And that nose.
The nose, the Willie Nelson nose. Hey, Donette, I've got some news that some people might consider bad, some people might consider good. I've shaved my beard off. I haven't got a beard.
Oh, I'll have to have a look.
Yes. But I tell you what, here's the thing. People are saying, oh, you look younger and all of that. But what I've noticed is that now I have a double chin. When I grew the beard, I didn't have a double chin. Now, and then since having it, I've got a double chin.
Maybe it's just as well you've shaved it off. Now you can grow it again.
I think I might have to. And I've had a beard for a couple of years now, pretty much. And when I picked up my kids at 4:00 today, they didn't notice. And I said to them, I said, boys, do you notice anything different? And of course, my youngest went, you've had a haircut? I went, oh man, alive. They didn't notice. Those lunatics.
I just want to say It's great hearing you guys. And it's really nice that you're not swearing anymore.
No, and do you know what? She's right, because I've made a conscious effort to not swear on the show. I've made a conscious effort.
I also think you're less furious these days.
Who, Donette?
You.
Oh, because Donette's quite angry.
She's not. She's fine.
No, I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
Bitter?
Sorry?
Bitter?
No.
Twisted?
No. Sorry?
No. Well, I'm glad you've noticed. I've been inspired this weekend, Donette. I've been inspired.
By who?
Well, by I watched a documentary about a comedian, but also I tell you what happened. Right? Have you heard of a television program, Donette, called The Chase?
Yes.
Right. So it's Bradley Walsh and it's a quiz show. I filmed.
Yes.
I filmed an episode of The Chase on Sunday, right? And with Fizz from Coronation Street. And Shappy Corsandi, the comedian, and Stanley Johnson, Boris Johnson's dad. So with people that I was in Australia with. I'm not allowed to tell you what happened. Okay.
Okay.
But I can.
No, you know. But between every time the filming stopped.
Well done, Catherine.
When the filming stopped, I turned on my phone and texted Catherine what was going on. I can't tell anyone what happened. I can say it was really, really, really frustrating. I'm not even allowed to say who the chaser was. But Bradley Walsh was hosting it, Donette, right? And he's slick, right? I met him once about 10 years ago. Now, he said, as I walked on the set, he said, Ian, it's lovely to see you again. Right. This was 10 years ago I met him on a Radio 4 thing.
That means you haven't aged.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I thought, he doesn't remember that. He doesn't remember that. That was my first thought. And then the next thing I said was, I've got to say, Bradley, The Chase is my mum's favourite show. Oh, that's lovely, mate. She must be so pleased. What's your mum's name? Linda, right?
Yeah.
3.5 hours later, when we finished recording, the cameras had stopped and Bradley came along and shook all our hands, the people that were left. And as he shook mine, and this was just to me, the camera wasn't on, he said, thanks so much for that, mate. Send my love to Linda, won't you? 3.5 hours later, and it's not an easy task hosting a game show because you've got to think and you've got to think on your feet. And remember this, 3.5 hours later, he remembered my mum's name.
That is a classy move.
Oh, and I just thought, man, you're good, and I found it inspiring to know. I don't want to remember people's names, but I just found it inspiring that he was so charming.
Because the thing is, he made you feel special.
Yep.
Exactly.
And if you do that, if you continue with that little snippet of, information, and you can do the same thing, your popularity will just go through the roof.
Yeah. Well,
because when any celeb remembers your name, boy, do you feel special.
That's absolutely right, Sharon, and thank you so much for... I'm doing a joke!
Who's Sharon? Sharon?
I'm doing a joke, Donette. I'm pretending I'd forgotten your name, even though it's written on the screen in front of me, you pudding.
Okay.
Hey, listen, nice to talk to you, Donette. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, bye-bye, bye-bye. Honestly, Bradley Walsh, such a nice man, and he's good. And I've always thought he was good. I did, actually, a long time ago I didn't. I thought he was cheesy, but for quite a long time, I thought he's good. And watching him that close, and it was a 3.5 hour record for what will be an hour. I guess it's an hour long TV show. Watching him that close and that quick, he's that quick, man. He's just coming out with these lines, reacting to what's going on. And Stanley is not the easiest person to get on with for many reasons. And Bradley was just being hilarious, but not in a cruel way. He wasn't taking the mickey out of him.
He was affectionate.
Yeah. And here's the thing. So we did that for 3.5 hours. We were supposed to finish at 4:30. We finished. It was 3.25, and we got out of the studio at 5:15. Right, starting at 2. He was doing another show at 6. They were doing another show at 6. Would have gone a bit quicker than ours for several reasons that I can't go into until after the show is aired. But suffice to say, whenever Stanley Johnson is around, however many times you've been told them rules, he still won't understand. Still won't understand the show. But it was such a thrill. It was in my old studio, dressing room I used to be in for the 11 o'clock show, and that.
Is the smell gone yet? Or is it...
No, it doesn't. They've redone it. The smell has gone. But then I think that's one of the last shows they're making there, because the London studio has been turned into flats, luxury apartment flats, or maybe a hotel. I think it's flats. But it was a thrill. I think it goes out in October. I don't know why it's so far away, but I've been told it goes out in October, and it was a thrill. It was a thrill to be on such it's a big old TV show, and I was just sat there, just kept looking around going, whoa, it's that moment again of Mike TV, of being sucked into the TV, and you're looking around going, I'm inside the television.
Do you get a chance to savour it, or does it feel like it just happens around you?
No, it went on for a long old time. It was a long afternoon.
You were done savouring it.
It was a long afternoon, and it was a long afternoon. But I tell you that, and I can't tell you anything about the thing, because I've signed a contract, but that moment when you're stood at the kind of the panel, and it goes up, and you've got that, and you've got an the thing when they're offering you the money, because I said, well, I nearly said something, so I'll stop.
Stop.
But the quick fire round, and I was trembling. And I was trembling.
Do they do the music and everything, or do they add that afterwards?
No, they had the music. Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm there, and I'm trembling. I've never been so nervous. And questions that I should have got, I didn't. Questions that I didn't think I knew the answer to, just popped into my head. It was a trip, man. 03444991000. George, stay there. Come to you after this.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
You're listening to Talk Radio on DAB. Maybe you've downloaded the app, or perhaps you're listening online at talkradio.co.uk. You can also watch the show. Hello, everybody on YouTube, although my YouTube has gone to cock on my computer. I don't know why. If you go to youtube.com/Iain Lee, then you can watch it. Been a weird old weekend. Really weird weekend. On Sunday I was filming The Chase, and my niece and nephew came along, and they've never seen me working before, and they were really impressed. I mean, they're bored, because when you go and see a TV show being filmed, it's boring. The first 45 minutes are fun, and then it's boring, and they got tired and bored, but they were really impressed to see me working, doing my shtick, man.
I spoke to your sister briefly.
Oh, yeah.
On the old messaging.
Oh,
She
yeah.
said she was very proud of you. She thought it was great to see you doing that stuff.
Hey, well, that's very kind of her. So that was Sunday, and I found, we're fascinated by the way Ringo Starr says, it's in my car. I might nip down during the news, get my iPod out, because I found the most Ringo Starr interview ever. I wonder if it's on YouTube. Hang on a second. My computer's gone all funny. YouTube. Ah, dear. Ringo Starr 8 days a week movie. I wonder. This might be it. Hang on a second. All right. This might be it. So listen to Ringo.
Looked out for each other, and that was
No.
great. I can't say it enough. I was an only child. I ended up with 3 brothers.
No. It could be in here somewhere. Hang on a minute.
Hello and good afternoon.
Hang on.
This one comes from, I hope I get your name right, because it's beautiful.
Hang on.
And so that's how it started. And I remember
Ian.
when we saw the
There's
first
loads.
cut. And then we went to be filmed by Ron. And it was a lot of other people doing a lot of talking, which I believe he's cut out now. And it's mainly him and I. So, it made it better for me.
Yeah.
And to see the footage was exciting, though, because I hadn't seen it 1,000 years, you know what I mean? So that was great. And then to see the child's got good sound.
And it was exciting,
good.
that Ron was going to do it.
Anyway,
His and is the only American thing about his accent now.
I love Ringo.
And
I love those guys. So that was Sunday. Saturday, we went to the party to end all parties.
I mean, the sexiest party I've ever been to.
Wow, I mean, there were two very attractive young women
Writhing.
all over each other. So we went to Rainbow George's shindig. And I wasn't sure. I wasn't really sure what to expect, and it's the kind of thing, because as you know, I don't like going out, right?
Especially not parties.
No, I don't like going out. But we went and we saw Dredge, who phones the show quite a bit. We saw Dean, who listens to the show quite a bit. And we saw Rainbow George, who we can't get rid of. And he's on the line now. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Ian, Catherine, the Wizard and the Enchantress.
Here we go.
It was lovely seeing you there. It wasn't what I expected, but I'm only an apprentice prophet, as I've stated before. And it wasn't much of a launch.
Oh, no, don't you be downbeat about it.
Well, it wasn't. It was more like another overture. So I think I'm in the mindset of launching properly on July the 10th, because that's another 33rd anniversary or something, and hopefully get it right.
So what didn't happen that you hoped would happen, apart from me singing? George kept asking me to sing, and I suddenly got very nervous.
You've got a good voice.
No, I don't know. I felt a bit nervous because they were good musicians.
They had lots of chutzpah.
Yeah, so I bottled out of that. So apart from me bailing out of the singing, what didn't happen, George, that you wanted to?
Well, there was supposed to be 3 bands there. Only one showed up.
Yeah.
And we were meant to link to a band in Holland that were doing a gig there, and another band in Ireland, and none of that happened. But it was really lovely seeing you both there.
Oh, we had a weird time, a lovely time, a strange time. It was great. It was lovely to meet you at last, George. And it was great. I really, really enjoyed the films that you showed.
Oh, I've got so many films. It's and I've lost a few as well. But and listening to Ringo earlier, I spoke to him on the phone once in 1985. We had a good little chat, but I never met him.
How did you? Was that through Peter Cook? You spoke to Ringo?
No, I had a friend who used to supply Ringo with weed, and he was round at Ringo's place, and he got him to phone me and have a chat.
Ringo's dealer. Hang on a minute, you're not suggesting the Beatles took drugs, are you, George?
They smoked a bit.
Yes. Wow, Ringo's dealer called you. That's brilliant. So apart from the bands, there was still. I thought there was a nice crowd there. It was a nice vibe in the room.
Yes, but it wasn't what I was anticipating, and it never is what I'm anticipating. Somehow, I just hope my long-term vision is correct, and that we are setting in motion a trip to a world of wonders. I mean, we did have a film man filming there, so I see what he shot as being the opening scenes for a film called Scoring Goals. And this is the film that I'd like both of you to be in, and you playing the part of the Wizard of Wonders, and Catherine being the Wizard's enchantress. And the film ends on. This is all in my mind, of course. But
of course, my mind.
The film ends on New Year's Day, 2022. With the Bank of a Zillion Wonders opening for business in London, because I am being made to imagine that London is going to lead the way to a world of wonders and become a city-state, and city-states will start appearing all over Europe.
I texted Clive Bull just to say, you never guess where I am tonight, Clive, and also his old producer, Bob Johnston.
Oh,
and they both send their love.
Oh, I would love to speak to Bob Johnston.
Bob was such a lovely man, but Bob was such a nice man, right? Bob is Clive Bull's old producer, and I didn't know him that well.
Supporter.
And I didn't know him that well, right? But he sometimes he would produce me, and it was when my mum was really struggling. My mum was still living at home, and she was really struggling, and I was really worried about her. And Bob, I didn't know him that well. And one day, Bob took me to one side. He said, look, if I'm speaking out of turn, I really apologise. But if you ever wanted someone to pop over and check on your mum, I'd be very happy to do it. I mean, I could never in a million years ask him to do that. But I was, and he meant it as well. It wasn't him being polite. He genuinely thought about it and considered it. That's what a nice guy was. But Clive pointed out to me, George, that quite a lot of what you've said has come true and was ahead of its time. The thing about you suggested that everyone should be able to vote electronically.
Yeah, that was back in the mid-1980s.
Yeah.
I was anticipating the technology. I've never learned how to use it myself. but
why should you?
I don't know. But I was talking about it, and I think you almost played the call I did with Mike Dickin, the first call I did with Mike Dickin. He said, "I don't think we're ready for you yet, George. I think you've been born too soon." And
there's something in that.
Yeah, and but I really do see you playing a mystical role in all this. As I say, I think we'll have to crowdfund or something to make the film, but I really wish you to play the part of the wizard in it.
I'm in it, man, totally. I'm there, George. You tell me when.
Wonderful.
George, listen, I've got to move on. It's lovely to talk to you, mate. It was really nice to meet you at the weekend. Thank you for making us both feel so welcome, and we'll speak again soon, brother.
I hope so.
Thank you, mate. Take care.
Cheers, Catherine.
Bye, George.
What a nice man. And what an optimistic man. What an optimistic man. Well, that's great. It's interesting that he was a bit disappointed, and
that makes me sad to hear him a little bit downcast.
Well, but the fact he's not gone, oh man, that didn't happen. He's gone, well, it wasn't quite what I expected. So the next thing is going to be, boom, looking straight ahead again.
About George is that he believes everything happens for a reason. So even though it wasn't quite what he expected, it's just the next step on the path that he's already going along.
I enjoyed it. I don't go out ever. So I had this apprehension all day, thinking, "Oh God, I don't really want to go out." And I'm so glad I did, because it was such a surreal night. And what was great is, normally the surreal nights that I go to, me and Kath have put on, so we've got some kind of responsibility. It was nothing to do. We had no responsibility, so we could just sit there and watch it unfold. And, musicians, we saw a musician do virtually the equivalent of, my mum's just phoned and my house is on fire and I've got to go. This guy guy just bailed out and we saw it, and I thought that was I've bailed out of things like that.
Every now and again, there was me. I was sitting between you and Dredge,
Yeah.
and every now and again, I would chuckle to myself. And Dredge said, "What are you laughing at?" And I go, "I've just kind of caught sight of us from a distance."
Yeah.
The three of us misfits sitting in the middle of all this.
But then there are all those young people.
Yeah, it was a real.
What were they there just because it's like an after-hours drinking club or something?
I don't know, such a mixture of people.
But these two very beautiful young women in their early 20s, obviously worse for wear, were up dancing to this strange kind of blues band. But it was like all blues band made up of all these young men, apart from the singer, who was some old Californian head in his late 60s, possibly early 70s, shouting over the top.
It was almost like mystical incantations.
Wasn't it? And then these two hot girls were almost making out, right in front of it. It was the weirdest thing. We haven't done these ads, have we? Let's do them now.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
03444991000. Just trying to work out what this thing that Kathy Burke has shared on Twitter. So she's shared something that that's been taken from a Facebook group, posted by someone called Kimberly. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I've just found a cat in the road. It's been hit by a car and has died. I'm looking for its owner, so if anyone up High Road Well Lane or near is missing a black and white cat, I think it's male, please could you contact me. Or if anyone knows how to dispose of a dead cat, not belonging to myself, that will also be helpful information. Thanks in advance. So the first person to reply is a guy called Philip. Does he answer to the name Tomo? Mine's missing 2 days now, usually indoor cat. Someone called Danielle has replied, won't answer to anything, it's dead. And then, sorry, I see. You got a picture of when he alive? I see if my cat. Why would you take a picture of the dead cat? Surely you would put up a pic of your cat, then ask the question, is it this one? That would be so much quicker and cause no distress to everyone on Facebook having to look at a poor defenceless dead pet. My cat not here, so can't take picture. We'll take one if he come home.
Oh my God!
Someone's then posted, this has been the best thread ever, apart from the dead cat thing, obviously. Leona is then asking Philip, when your cat went missing 2 days ago, did you do a Facebook post including a photo asking if anyone has seen your cat? Philip replies, still no cat, so I can't take picture. I Google similar one and post.
Oh, God. Poor guy.
Philip has then, I think Philip may be a wind-up. Philip has then posted a picture of a border collie, which is a dog, and then written underneath, like that, but cat. Like that, but cat. Kathy Burke, she's retweeted someone else. It's not her original post, but she really is worth. She's one of the 30 people I follow, and when she retweets stuff, it's generally very, very good. Let's go to Joseph. Good evening, Joseph.
Hello.
Hello, Joseph.
I was just here to talk about the Syria conflict, actually, regarding the legality of it. Well, a lot of people are saying, well, we haven't taken the proper legal precautions. Yet people seem to forget that World War II wasn't a legal war when we declared war, because Germany never actually invaded this country. They invaded Poland first.
What a pathetic, stupid, ill-informed and dull phone call.
Well, would you like to elaborate on that, actually?
No, I've summed it up pretty accurately.
Educate me. If I'm ignorant, educate me, or you can just call me out. But come on, I'm a young man.
I've called you out.
Oh yeah, well, explain yourself.
No, I don't need to explain myself.
I can hold my own.
I'm sure you're holding your own, or maybe someone else's. It's as prank calls go, it really is very, very poor.
How is this a prank call?
Well, exactly, it isn't. But yet you're intending it to be.
People, look, listen. Well,
No. You listen.
No, you listen.
No, you listen.
Okay, go on then.
You're an idiot.
I'm listening. How? I've called your show and I've been called an idiot.
Yes, correct. That's correct.
That is totally unfair.
No. If it were untrue, it would be unfair. I would give you that. It's true.
You can either educate me.
I'm educating you. You're an idiot, and I don't. You're so dumb. I don't think you'd realised it before. So I'm educating you that you, sir, are an idiot. No, you're not. Maybe a primary school somewhere in the Cambridge region, but you're not a Cambridge student.
No, look. Okay, educate me, or you can keep calling me an idiot. Which one is it?
Well, by calling you an idiot, I am educating you.
Oh dear. You're a very, very silly, pathetic man. I'm going to go now. Goodbye.
There we go. There's someone's obviously excited that Monty Python is now on Netflix and is trying to do a Monty Python skit. Monty Python is on Netflix now, guys. It went on yesterday or today or I don't know when, but it's all on. I'm going to start with Series 3. Then I'm going to work back to Series 2. I'm not going to bother with Series 4. It's awful. Or Series 1. Then I might do the German specials. One of which I think they dubbed. One of which I think they dubbed in German, and the second one I think they actually did it in German. I think they learnt it in German. Then I'll watch Holy Grail, which is the best film. Then I'll watch Meaning of Life, which is not the best film, but it's got some good bits in it, and then I'll probably be done.
Not Life of Brian?
I saw it a couple of years ago.
Meaning of Life is my least favourite one out of the three.
Yeah, and it's the weakest, definitely. It's too long. It's not very good. I've not seen it, but I've not seen it for about 30 years, so I'm going to watch it.
Just remind yourself of how disappointed you are.
There's some funny bits in it. Every Sperm is Sacred is funny. Mr. Creosote, the Galaxy song, live organ transplant, death. It was the salmon mousse. It's some funny bits in it. But I like watching things that don't work very well. Like you. May I refer you back to Mr. Tommy Cannon at the start of the show?
I'm sure you will.
Okay.
Time and time again.
Strange old show tonight, but this is the way I like it. I said I've been inspired by this Gary Shandling documentary, and I need to. Here's where my thoughts are with this radio show. I either need to jack it in, or I need to work harder at it. And luckily for you guys, I have chosen option 2. I'm going to work harder at it and make it better. Now, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to make the show better than it is. I think it's been a little bit flaccid the last... couple of months, and I'm here to get it hard again. Is what I'm going to spit on my palm and see what I can do.
How charming!
Exactly. But no, seriously, I'm going to make the show better, and I think the first 2 hours of this week have showcased that perfectly, absolutely perfectly. We've got another hour to go, dear listener, and not really a lot to talk about. As I say, there's only 3 stories in the papers. One is about fruit and veg, one is about robots, and one is about Noel Edmonds. I don't know, even me who can weave gold out of thin air, I don't think I can get an hour out of those 3 news stories. So I could do with a little bit of help. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. You'll speak to Sam. He'll take your name and number and we'll call you back immediately. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle. Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Half a bee, philosophically, must ipso facto half not be. But half the bee has got to be vis-à-vis its entity. Do you see? But can a bee be said to be, or not to be, an entire bee, when half the bee is not a bee, due to some ancient injury? Singing. La-dee-dee, 1, 2, 3, Eric the half a bee. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Eric the half a bee. Is this a wretched demi-bee, half asleep upon my knee? Some freak from a menagerie? No, it's Eric the half a bee. A fiddly-dum, a fiddly-dee, Eric the half a bee. Ho, 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 tee-hee-hee, Eric the half a bee. I love this hive employee, bisected accidentally one summer afternoon by me. I love him carnally. He loves him carnally, semi-carnally. The end.
Cyril Connolly. Now, I mean, it's stupid, isn't it? I tell you what makes that song so funny for me. Play it a bit again. It's the whistling in the background. That's what makes it so funny for me. There we go.
A wretched demi-bee, half asleep upon my knee. Some freak from a menagerie? No, it's Eric the half a bee.
Here we go.
A fiddly-dum, a fiddly-dee, Eric the half a bee. Ho, 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 tee-hee-hee, Eric the half a bee. I love this hive employee, bisected accidentally one summer afternoon by me. I love him carnally. He loves him carnally, semi-carnally. The end.
Cyril Connolly. I just think, I mean, they're so good. They're so good. It's hit and miss, you know, and some of it is not dated particularly well, but I do love it. I'll take that one. Yes, line 2.
You do a very good radio show, you do, Ian.
Yeah,
very good. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
So I would, don't you think you need to change much?
Okay, I'm going to change it by getting rid of you, because you're a dick. Let's go to Alistair. Good evening, Alistair.
Evening, Ian. How are you doing?
I'm very, very well, Alistair. I'm locked and loaded, and I'm pumped. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. What is it? I don't know, but bring it on.
Well, it's actually to say thank you very much for our conversation on Friday, because you did me the world of good.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is this miserable sounding, Alistair? Because he sounds all loved up, doesn't he?
What's going on, Alistair?
What is going on, Alistair? Have you not invited Jesus into your heart, have you?
No, what's happened is you gave me a metaphorical little shake on Friday after that phone call.
Yes.
And I've had a really splendid weekend.
Oh.
I've been out for a longer walk with the dog today. I went to see a woman about getting another dog.
Yeah.
And I just feel really good. And I think that what it was your words of wisdom and me thinking about things a little bit. And I just want to say thank you very much.
That'll be £75 plus VAT, please, or we'll call it 70 for cash.
Can you give me your account number then, please?
Yes, it's 6969. Oh, that's brilliant, Alistair. Well, good for you. Well, you sound more upbeat than you have done in any of our 8 phone calls.
Thank you very much.
Oh, all right, Elvis, calm down. Thank you, Alistair. There we go. 0344 499 1000. That's nice to know.
Yeah, good.
I took the dog for a walk today in my good boots, ruined them. Because it was muddy.
Turns out they weren't that good.
They weren't that good, no. Luckily, they'd sent me another pair by accident, so I'm going to ditch this pair. I only bought them in, like, November or something,
It's like
didn't
they knew.
Isn't it? I took my boys, because it's still half-term where we are, and everyone's working, man. So the boys are sort of, the school have got, like, a sports club on throughout the week, so the boys are doing that. And I was quite worried because my youngest didn't really want to go. Of course, when I got there, he came out, he loved it, and looking forward to going back tomorrow. Only if you can phone them back, Sam, because, thank you. and I had strict instructions to take them for a haircut. And we normally take them to a very good, very solid, very reliable...
Sturdy.
Very sturdy barbers, where it's, for kids, I think it's £7 a hair, or £8, and you give them 20 quid for the pair. And you're in. It's one of those things where you're in, and they do it in 10 minutes, and they're great.
And it's the same haircut for everyone.
Yeah, and they're good. And their uncle used to go there when he was a kid, and their grandpa has been there. And it's great. It's great. They're good, right? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take them to the hairdressers, the barbers, the salon, where I get my hair done, and where I used to get my beard done until I shaved it off at 1 o'clock in the morning. I shaved it off. I'm done with this now. It's that chapter over. So I thought I'd take them to the bar, and mine's it's like a barber's, right? But it's like one of these trendy barbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've paid 220 quid, and I get 200 quid. It's gone up to 220, but I've paid 200, and I go in there any time I want to get a haircut and a beard trim. Because it's.
What are they going to trim now?
Well, I'll ask them about if they can go downstairs. I said, "Tell you what, boys, as a treat, why don't we go to where I get my haircut?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's cool, man." So we went. There's a massive queue there. There's only 2 of them working today, because it's a really popular place. Massive queue. So we waited about an hour and 3/4, and the boys were good. The boys were really good waiting. And Murray, who runs it, and they're only only young lads, mid-20s that run it. And it normally plays quite sweary music, and he realised the music was a bit sweary, so he put something on a little bit more family friendly. Unfortunately, couldn't curb the language of some of the customers, effing this, effing that, and some of the ways one of the customers was talking about women. Anyway, the boys were distracted. I didn't hear any of this. And basically, so I sat them down, and Mary said, "What shall I do?" I said, "Well, I trust you. Don't go too short, because there was a lot of zeros edging up into ones, and
some of the haircuts are a bit 1940s at the moment.
Yeah,
aren't they?
there's a bit of that. I said, don't go too short. I said, and he said, he said the words, "Do you want me to go a bit trendy?" And my youngest was like, face lit up, and he started nodding. I said, "Yeah, go a bit trendy." My eldest, the options were slightly less because his fringe had been cut by his grandmother. And I said to him,
I was that soldier so many times.
Don't let Yaya cut your hair. He said, and my eldest, well, actually, I asked her to, and I quite like it. But they went in, and they had their first trendy haircuts, and they had product put in their hair. They've never had, apart from they played with, I've put some stuff in their hair. They've never, and the guy said, "Do you want me to put a bit of wax in your hair?" And they both looked at me, and I went, "Oh, sure, go on then. You do what you want to do." And they looked at me, and they went, "Yeah, yes." And they got, this kind of spiky, trendy hair. And my 8-year-old looks like a 13-year-old. And my 6-year-old looks like an 11-year-old. And it's brilliant. And they were just sat there beaming. And it's great because you're paying full price. So it's a more, it's a 22 quid haircut each.
It was a treat though, wasn't it?
It was a treat. It's not every time. It's a treat. And what was great is that, Murray and the other lad, they both paid exactly as much attention as if it had been me sat there or any of the other people. And there's a big queue. Behind us there were about 8 people. And, the boys got exactly the same treatment, because, paying the same thing, but exactly the same treatment as if it had been me there. And I just thought that was classy, man. That was really classy. And my boys get quite shy in these circumstances, but they were chatting to, the barbers were chatting to them, and Murray's got his whole left hand is tattooed, and my youngest was fascinated by it. And I said, well, maybe we'll go and get some tattoos after this. I mean, the haircut was a shock for their mum, as it was. But I just, and it just made me think, man, they're getting older.
Yeah, my girls spent all weekend. I gave them some old makeup that I was chucking out. They're not allowed to wear it out the house, but they do like doing each other's makeup. Oh, my God. I mean, it's just a good job that they're practicing now. I've seen some grown women do makeup jobs that weren't as good as the ones that the girls ended up doing. But, we're learning about, not having Tide marks and all that sort of stuff in. But pretty much I let them do what they want, and some of the looks.
Yeah.
But they're enjoying themselves, and they feel like that, you know, they're copying what they see, I suppose. Not quite.
And here's the thing, I know that tomorrow when I pick up my boys from the sports club, their hair will look exactly as it was, 24 hours ago. You know, it's not going to look like that, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm gonna, I tell you what, actually, I'll pop into Boots tomorrow and I'll buy them both a little pot of some kind of gel or, some kind of putty or something and
just say it's just for parties.
Yeah. Or, do it whenever you want and practice with it, and they'll make it look terrible and they'll make it look brilliant, and they'll find out what works and what doesn't. And
precisely.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. But my little boys with their adult haircuts. Here's the thing. I'm an idiot. I had to Google how do you make jam tarts because I couldn't remember. I've not made a jam tart since I was 8, and they really wanted to make jam tarts, and so I said, we didn't do it tonight because we were so long in the barbers, but we'll do it tomorrow. So I spent 45 minutes Googling jam tarts.
But thank God for YouTube, right? Because back in the day, you'd have had to go to a library or, ask an old person.
Yeah.
These days, there's a 7-year-old on YouTube showing you exactly how to do it.
7-year? Well, and I remember that jam tarts are easy, and they are easy. It's just pastry. Put it in the. Here's the thing. Here's a genuine question, okay? Which because I don't know. So I bought flour and butter, and then I saw nowadays you can buy pastry already made. And I guess it's like a tube, and I guess you can open it and you just roll it out.
Yeah.
And that's pastries.
It'll have like grease-proof paper either side. So
it's in like a sort of box, like it looks like a cling film box.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And if it's the thickness you want, you don't need to roll it even.
Okay.
You might want to.
I'm going to roll it a bit because rolling's kind of fun.
They want to play it.
Now, and then
put some flour on your thing first.
Here we go. This is it. Now we're in. I know about putting flour on the table and flour on the pin and doing all that. Yeah. I know that, right? Bit of flour on that. I know that. We haven't got any cake. There are no cake tins in the thing. So I bought a couple of cake tins, the trays.
Yep.
They're muffin tins, so they're a little bit deeper, but that'll be fine. That'll work. Because they're not actually that much deeper. I don't know why they're called muffin tins. Now, here's the question. I remember as a kid having to get some kitchen roll and some butter and buttering the thing so that they stick. I couldn't use a cake, a daisy cake thing. What do they call it? A fairy cake.
A cake case.
I couldn't use a cake case for
not for pastry. No.
For a jam tart, you couldn't.
No.
You couldn't do that.
Not for
all right,
pastry.
fine. That's the question I want to ask. So, here's the thing, right?
It needs the heat of the tin directly on it.
All right, buddy. Here's the thing. Thank you for that. Here's the thing. If you don't ask, I am not afraid to ask dumb questions. I'm not afraid to ask dumb questions because, and I've done this in interviews. And sometimes I've done interviews. And I learned this when we was at the BBC. People would say stuff, and I'd think, I haven't got a clue what they're saying. And I realised if I haven't got a clue what that means, then you can bet your bottom dollar that at least a quarter of the people listening won't know what that means. And so I learnt the thing of not being afraid to ask dumb questions. Go, look, can I just stop you there? When you say gross, and remind me of the difference. Which is the one before you paid tax? Is that gross or net? And actually, I can't remember which one it is. I always have to Google it. But I don't mind asking those dumb questions. I'm here, guys, to ask the dumb questions so that you don't have to. Here's what we're going to do for the last 45 minutes of the show. Calls straight to air. And Sam, I'd like you to come and join us in the studio if you would be so kind, please. Last 45 minutes of the show before Paul Ross comes on at 1 o'clock. Talk Radio is a 24-hour radio station now, guys, apart from 6:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning where we are off air. So calls will go straight to air. No withheld numbers, please. I won't be accepting any withheld numbers, but you can call in, do anything you want. Make fart noises, make a serious political point, argue with me, anything you want at all. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Right, let me just tweet. Calls straight to air until 1 a.m. Listen on DAB app and www.talkradio.co.uk. Call 0344 499 1000 now. Come on and join us, Sam, while we take the first call. Good evening, line 1. You're on the wireless.
Oh, yes, good evening, Ian. It's the real Rainbow George.
It's the real Rainbow George. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I'm very, very pink.
George. Yes, George. Oh, don't worry about that camera, Sam, for goodness sakes. I mean, it's a terrible setup in here now with these cameras. I don't understand it. Well,
can
I ask you, George, do you miss the stardom and the fame?
Oh, yes, I do. That's why I ring you up now.
Okay, well, I'm good. And there must have been some crazy days back then.
Oh, yes, we used to sleep together, Zippy and Bungle and me.
Okay, thanks very much. There we go. It's certainly cleaner than what I was going to suggest. Didn't Rod, Jane and Freddie, didn't they?
There was a thing.
They were like the British ABBA in terms of their sexual configurations.
I don't think ABBA swapped, did they?
Oh, I thought ABBA... No, I think ABBA didn't they?
No.
Weren't they with each other and then they swapped over and that's kind of what caused, I was going to say, fructions.
Well, that would explain a lot.
Yeah. I think so. And I don't think that's just me doing a Swedish... Oh, the Swedes are very sexy. Where did that come from? Because not all pornography comes from Sweden.
Some of it's German.
Yeah, European strength. Sam has joined us in the studio.
Hello.
Yeah, you all right?
Yeah, good then.
Anything happen in your life since, whenever?
Nothing.
Yeah, loads, because you've not been on this show for ages.
Yeah, you've been so James Whale, when he fills in for Eamon, he's bigger than us, so he gets to call the shots as to who drives the desk.
Apparently he's a big kahuna.
Fair play, though. What's the young lady's name? Katie?
Mm-hmm.
She's excellent. She was excellent.
Yeah.
Better than me.
Actually, yeah. We thought she was 14.
She's not. She's old.
She's older than I am.
She's 27 or 28 or something.
Yeah.
How is that? How is that even? How is that genetically possible to look like that?
Well, we've worked with an old lady that sounded young before.
Well, this is the thing. I'm trying to make the show more family orientated, so I'm going to just stop. I'm going to show you why we're not taking calls from withheld numbers by taking a call from a withheld number.
Here we go.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you. This is your one and only shot because we're using you as an example as to why we don't take withheld numbers.
Yeah.
See? That is why. Yes, line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, first time caller for a start. Just watching YouTube, and your video popped up of last May when you first took calls on air without any names or anything, and I think that's a brilliant idea.
Catherine, what is he talking about? I don't remember.
Withheld numbers only?
Was it withheld numbers only?
Yeah, when you had withheld numbers only, yes.
Oh, that was partly to wind up a podcaster who was afraid of taking withheld numbers. And we did it. Did we do it? Because I don't remember what we did last week. Did we do it for the whole show, caller?
Yeah, you did. I've just come home tonight after working on a radio station, actually, and I'm literally halfway through it, and I'm addicted.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You're halfway through the show where we don't take calls.
No, we don't. We don't take only
withheld. We only take withheld. You're halfway through that.
Yes. Yeah.
Why the hell aren't you 3/4 of the way through this show? But dude, don't phone me up.
Halfway through this, I thought, hang on a minute.
No.
Let's see if he's on air now, and let's try and call in. And here I am.
He saved it He saved it at the last minute.
He went vintage and then realised we're still current.
So have you never listened to this nonsense before?
Can I say no and still be a friend?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. I'm fully aware that this is a fringy station and a culty show on a fringy station. So how did you? Okay, how did you stumble across that show from last May then?
In worry of my program director seeing me or hearing me on air saying I'm looking for tips, I was YouTubing brilliant radio shows and that popped up. I don't know how it popped up on YouTube, but YouTube
not under that category. No.
Shut up, Catherine. You're my producer and supposedly one of my best friends. But no, your boss shouldn't be worried about you listening to other things. If I were in charge of a radio station, I'd be worried if my presenters weren't listening to other things, because that's how I get better and get inspiration.
We've worked on those radio stations where no one listens to anything else and nothing ever changes.
It's that. What radio? Can you say what radio station you work on?
Yeah, of course I can. He just launched about a week and a half ago. It's a new local radio station in Pembrokeshire called Pure West Radio.
There we go.
And I do Monday, Wednesday and Friday with Rob Parker. Tonight we had a pointless debate, which was a brilliant pointless debate. Toilet roll, forwards or backwards?
Oh, mate, don't even get me involved in that, because it's backward. It should be hanging from the back.
No.
Oh, no.
Over the top.
Oh,
it should be offering itself to you.
Over the top. You don't want to be touching the wall and hurting your hand on the Artex from your grand's bathroom.
Right. First of all, if you're hurting your hand on a wall whilst you're getting toilet paper, you don't even deserve to wipe your backside.
Well, no, because it's hanging the wrong way.
It should always... it's right. Well, here's the thing. Most radio stations, you're not allowed to mention other radio stations, and I sometimes, well, not sometimes, at the start I got told off for mentioning the station that sacked me too many times, which is fair enough. But you know, every radio station, you're supposed to live in this bubble where your station is the only station that exists. And I don't just listen to this. I listen to LBC and I listen to Radio 4 and 4 Extra and 6 Music. And loads of stations.
The rationale that if you mention another radio station, your listeners will somehow go, "Oh, I should be listening to that instead." It just doesn't work, you know.
There's another world out there.
I don't think that's the way it works.
So what time is your show?
7 till 9 weekdays with Rob, and then I'm on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I'm going to ask you a question that you don't have to answer, but I'm curious, and you don't have to go into specifics. You getting any money for it?
I won't go into that yet.
Okay. Oh no, fair enough. You don't have to at all. I'm just.
I've been in radio for around 16 years, and I have followed you here and there, and it's great to actually start watching you again.
Speak to the great man himself, the master radio manipulator, Iain Lee, the governator.
You're talking about yourself in the third person again, Jess Conrad. Pack it in.
Iain Lee is my favourite radio presenter.
I saw Withheld straight to air, and I thought, that's going to be funny.
It was funny. I tell you one, if you like that, we did one last week that everyone seems to be raving about. What did we call it?
We called it Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Last week we done pineapple on pizza, yes or no, and that just kicked it off.
Mate, here's the thing: you're asking really obvious questions, right? Toilet roll should be hanging at the back. Pineapple on pizza, it's a no.
No.
Of course, it's a no. You know the Hawaiian pizza.
If you've got it hanging at the back is if you've got kids or cats that padded it and roll it. Apart from that,
in a minute with my fist, I don't know what that means. Right, you know the Hawaiian pizza was not invented in Hawaii.
It was Ontario by a Greek guy.
Yeah, who kind of thought this must be what Hawaii's like. They must have idiot. It's all.
But he didn't even. It didn't even sell well in his restaurant until he started throwing Hawaiian themed parties.
My favourite pizza I saw, and I didn't have it, was when I was in Japan, and they had. You kind of get dessert pizzas now, where it's like a sort of.
I'm
pizza
worried when you
base.
start mentioning Japan, what's coming next?
Well,
could be anything.
Now even Domino's do like a pizza where it's chocolate instead of cheese and stuff. But theirs was like it was a dessert pizza, but it was the cheese and tomato pizza, but with like marshmallows and candy and things on it.
They're perverts. My dad had one in Italy, so
Hang
this
on
must
a
be a
second.
thing.
You've just bearing in mind, Mike Graham has got an Ofcom about a sweeping racial generalisation.
Cheese.
You're calling all of the Japanese people?
People who put chocolate on pizza with cheese. No, wrong.
Okay.
We think we can all agree. Wrong.
And the fermented fish stuff from Sweden, and just it's. I love all cuisines from the world. I lived in Spain for 7 years, and it's great. It's just certain cuisines, they've got their bad points. Certain ones have their good points.
Get this one though.
Ofcom regulated.
On a pizza, chips.
Yeah, that's
chips.
good.
Yes.
That is good.
Oh, yeah.
No, chips with a pizza. Do you mean chips actually baked into the pizza?
No, he said my dad went to Italy and they served this
This
pizza.
is Italy, the home of the pizza.
So it must be real. Must be a thing. Sausage and chips on it.
Verified.
And it was in a posh place as well. It wasn't like he goes to somewhere where you have to wear a Union Jack vest.
Here's the thing, Catherine. As you know, I'm so familiar with the way a kitchen works. Hence me asking, how do you make jam tarts? I'm doing a cookery programme on Thursday. I'm going on, James Martin. Now I don't know what it's for, but I don't know your name, caller.
I'm Daz.
Daz, okay. So, Daz, I'm going to James Martin's house on Thursday. I don't think it's live. He lives in Winchester. I don't know if that's a trade secret. And I'm going to be doing some cooking. Like, James Martin is one of the best cooks on telly. I don't think I've met him, but he seems like a nice bloke. So I'm going to go to James Martin's house and do cooking. What? I said to my agent, they know I can't cook, right? And he said, I've told them, yeah. Fair
Thanks
play.
for the confidence,
and
mate.
I get paid for this, yeah? Yeah. All right, take me to James Martin's house then. Beautiful. What a thrill.
Yeah. Where's the taxi? That's great.
This is the ridiculous roller coaster ride that my life is taking now. I'm going to James Martin's house.
So tomorrow,
you mentioned that because my parents just come back off a cruise, and James Martin was on the cruise a couple of weeks ago.
Was he giving like a talk or doing a demonstration or something?
I think he done a couple of talks, and maybe 2 or 3 demonstrations. It was a 2-week one.
This is what I want to get into.
They saw him about 10 or 12 feet away, and my mum was really excited.
This is what I want to get into, right? This is the next thing I want to get into, right? Giving talks on cruises, because you get a free cruise if you go and give 2 or 3 talks. So all you've got to do, you go and you got to give 2, 3 45-minute lectures about, being in the jungle, working on the radio, whatever, and you get a free cruise.
Stop, but then you're stuck on the boat with them for ages.
I was going to say, could you not imagine being stuck on the boat with your holiday friends, not being able to get away?
Oh, no, I'd have my headphones on the whole time, and I'd have a book. And they can all...
Would they be plugged into anything, or would you be one of those that are wearing headphones pretending to...
Oh, mate, I always do that. Plugged into my pocket. That's where that would be. Always do that. Well, Dads, listen, I wish you the very best luck. If you can earn a living out of doing this nonsense, it's one of the best industries in the world, but be prepared to be stabbed in the back and spat on by your friends and your bosses.
I know what you mean.
There we go. It's inevitable. Hey, thanks for calling, man.
Nice one. I'll call in again soon.
Thanks very much. Ta-ta. There we go. It's good, isn't it?
James Martin.
Do you know James Martin?
No idea.
Did you recognise him? Let me look up
he's
picture.
He's a very good-looking
Yorkshireman.
chef. Well, it doesn't sound like a Yorkshireman, though.
He's modified his...
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh, the guy who does Saturday Kitchen.
Saturday Kitchen.
That one.
Yeah. So I'm going to his house on Thursday.
Do you know what you're cooking yet?
Well, so they are... So my agent said, I've got some questions for you. I said, OK. He said, right, what are your favourite ingredients? And honestly, I can't cook. Jam tarts are the easiest thing in the world. And I didn't know the recipe. Basically, it's pastry and jam. That's it. So, I said, what are your favourite ingredients? I went, cheese, potatoes, tomatoes and eggs. They're ingredients, aren't they?
Definitely.
They're ingredients. So I said that. And then my agent said, Nick said, what are your favourite foods? And I went, I like Greek and I like Japanese, but I don't like squid. Because imagine if I turn up and he's got squid. He might go, I'm going to show you squid that I think you're going to like this squid. Think you're going to like
You've
it.
eaten squid, though. We've had calamari.
I don't like it.
You like that.
I didn't like it.
You ate it.
Because I still can't think about that tapas place without retching, because that was the night I got really ill. It wasn't because of the tapas place.
No, but
I can't think of sardines. I had sardines that night for the first time, and that was the night that was the night before the Matthew Wright show that I didn't walk off. And then he asked me, what would you like to do? And these are all questions from the show. What would you like to learn to do in a kitchen that you've never done before?
Cook.
Well, I said cook. And then I said, OK, what I'd really like to be able to do, I don't care. Because it's order a pizza, isn't it? I said, what I'd really like to be able to do is be one of those people that someone turns up unexpectedly. No one turns up.
No one's going to turn up.
Oh, no.
Doors
I haven't
unlocked.
even got a fridge where I am at the moment. Someone turns up unexpectedly, and I say, I haven't got anything in, but I'll just go to the and I could rustle something up. I want to be able to rustle something up from just things in the fridge.
At the moment, he rustles up a... Hello, Domino's. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, and I'm gonna say this to James. This will be the main thrust of my argument against his industry. I'm gonna say, but now we've got Deliveroo and Uber Eats and Just Eat. Why does anyone need to cook anymore?
Oh, that'll get him going.
Yeah, I'll get him going, wouldn't it? Get out of my house.
Where's he from now?
I don't know.
He's turned into John Turode. Which reminds me of My youngest daughter came home from school today, thrilled to bits. She's got a new friend.
Yeah.
Thelma. I went,
Nice
oh,
name.
that's an unusual name.
I like that
I haven't heard that name for a long time. She went, yeah, she's from Australia and she's 5. I went, oh, wow. So does she talk like that? My kid went, no, she's from Australia. Oh, little
You
monkey.
were pwned by...
By a 6-year-old. Yep.
Thelma.
Right. Brilliant.
I've just a sister called Louise.
There we go. Well, just block that person. Just going to block that person. Please come to my house in Winchester too, says Charlotte.
No, that's not weird.
That's pretty, no. Hello, Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm alright, thank you, Line 1.
I just wanted to thank you for introducing me to the magic of the bed-sitting room.
Oh, Spike Milligan's 100th birthday today.
Yeah, today, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, Monday, yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I'm halfway through it at the moment. I started watching on Saturday night, and then I think I just got too tired. I can't appreciate this unless I'm kind of
You've got to
properly
focus.
awake.
It's something you can't
Yeah.
have on in the background. You've got to sit and watch it.
He sounds like your agent.
Definitely.
It does sound like Nick, doesn't it? It's not, but it does sound like him a lot.
Or am I?
Are you? Get me more work then.
I'm on it at the moment. I'm on the.
Oh, is it?
Sounds just like him.
It is him. No, it's not. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a cracking little film, and more people should be aware of it.
Definitely. You know what I loved about it was Michael Hordern in it was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, Michael Hordern. Again, he's in another... talk about these kind of small period of British surrealist films from the late 60s. He's also superb in How I Won the War. He's also in... How I Won the War. Yeah, How I Won the War. He's also in... there's a terrible film by Barry Gibb.
Wow.
No,
who'd have thought it?
No, I know. But it's a Barry Gibb solo film. What's it called? It's called Now Voyager. Yeah, that's it.
Really?
Yeah. Right, everyone. This is your homework is to find Now Voyager by Barry Gibb. Right, basically Barry Gibb. It's not the other Bee Gees. It's Barry Gibb, and he has a car crash. And he goes into a river, and then he wakes up in like this old Victorian swimming pool, and basically Michael Hordern is sort of God, and then Barry Gibb does some really lame early 80s solo Barry Gibb songs. It's incredible. It really is. It really is. It probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Now Voyager. It really is.
That's.
The tagline is the ultimate road trip through time. I wonder what the reviews say.
They're all 5-star and all done by a Bee Gibb. I thought it was great.
No, anyway. So go and watch that. That's your next project.
I shall do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now
it is a
Voyager.
stinker. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello?
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 Yes?
Yes? Hello?
So cheers for the thing. Put the link, David. Appreciate that. Good one. Always neglect it, so I always forget it. And David, yeah, it does speak to you.
Hello?
What do you want?
What do you mean, what do I want?
I mean, what do you want?
Excuse me?
Out of life.
Excuse me?
What isn't happening for you that you really wish could happen?
Excuse me?
It's quite scary, isn't it, to be asked questions like that?
I thought I was phoning into this Walmart. This doctor on the radio, so what do you mean, what do I want?
What do you want?
Excuse me?
What's missing from your life that you think you deserve?
Excuse me, nothing much, actually.
Okay, well, what have you called in for?
I was calling about a friend about some advice for going by the NHS.
Oh yeah, go on. We're good at advice.
Say that again.
We're good at advice.
Excuse me?
We are good at... Here's some advice. I think you need your ears cleaned out.
Maybe I do.
Maybe you do. I'd clean them out. Thanks for calling. She said feck, but I dumped it anyway. She's the dummy that called the wrong radio station.
Yeah, but you did offer to tongue her ears.
I've not had a call like that for a long time. Calling the wrong radio station. Let's wait.
Whatever she was listening to sounded really, really boring.
It sounded a lot slicker than this. I wonder if this might be. Hello, line 1.
Do you know what name is spelled backwards? That'll get you talking.
Do you know what? What?
What name is spelt backwards?
What does that mean? It didn't get us talking. It got us talking for 10 seconds, then we got bored. Sam, you're going to have to go and do your...
Magic.
Well, it's not magic, it's science. But, OK, fair enough. Call straight to air until 1 o'clock. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I've not found Now Voyager, but someone has very kindly tweeted me a link to the making of Now Voyager, which I need to send to my friend Simon, because he's the one who got me... we'll see... Hang on a second. Oh, dearie me. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We're taking calls straight to air, and it's a right old mixed bunch of phone calls this evening. It really is some joyous ones and some weird ones and some strange ones. I might do another. So I'm making this. I'm firing out in all directions. Okay, to try and find my next project. I don't know what it is. So my kind of thing is I'm just going to make stuff and see which ones excite me and which ones take off, and none of them might, but they might prompt something else. So I'm making this show on my YouTube channel called So This Happened. It's a clip show, and it's me. I'm experimenting with green screen, and I'm kind of experimenting with just like presenting straight to camera, which I haven't done for a while, and I'm kind of, And so there's 2 episodes. So This Happened with Iain Lee. And the second one's annoyed me because I messed up the green screen, and I know what I did. I know exactly what I did. I cropped instead of transformed. I was meant to transform, which just makes it smaller, and I cropped, which cuts the edge off.
Right, so it looks like you're in a box and your hands were going off.
Yeah, and it's annoyed me. And it's only a small thing, and it's it's early days, and it's got a lovely theme tune by Billy Hayes, and it's got titles by Jeff, and it looks a little bit slicker, but it's just annoyed me. So I might do another one tomorrow if I wake up. I'm not going to pick up the boys until 4. So if I wake up in time and can be bothered, I might do another one tomorrow. But it's hard to get things seen. I've got a little bit of profile, right? And it's not the greatest show in the world, but So This Happened. But, the first one got 3,000 views. The second one has only been up since Saturday, but it's had, 1,500 views. And, that's kind of cool. If you had 1,500 people in a room, that would be something. But, the figures aren't huge. And I'm thinking, how do people do it? I've got a little bit of profile, and I'm struggling to get much of an audience. I wonder how people do it. Really, I don't know. I don't know how you promote yourself.
The really successful YouTubers, like the Zoellas and stuff, are backed by big companies.
Eventually, but they have to achieve some success.
When they first came out, I remember seeing them and I was thinking, these guys they're incredible at what they do, and I was trying to work out how to contact them, and they're all contactable through agencies.
But also they're young. and they are speaking to young people, whereas I'm old, and I'm primarily speaking to old people. By old, I mean, you know, people in their sort of mid-30s upwards, really. That's kind of my core audience. So I don't know. Yes, line one.
What countries do you think we couldn't live without?
Okay, that's why we don't take withheld numbers. That's why, because the withheld number is now the preserve of the idiot. Let's try line two. Good evening, line two.
Evening.
Evening.
It's Gingerbread Mark.
Hello, Gingerbread Mark.
Hello, mate. You were chatting about YouTube, and I wanted to ask a bit of advice.
Go on.
Last October, I did the interview with you.
Yeah.
It was cool. But I asked you sort of silly questions.
Yeah.
Then this weekend, I'm recording my second interview with someone of note.
Yes. Okay.
And I can't decide whether to do a sort of silly interview like I did with you, or do a more sort of straightforward one, but that's laid back and sort of funny as well.
What one would you want to watch? What one did you wish existed of this person?
Yeah, the thing is,
yeah,
I'd like to do the funny one. That was, I sent the one that we made together as the example.
Yeah.
So presumably the person knows that it's a silly sort of funny interview. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to then sort of box myself into a corner in that way.
Well, but hang on, it's only the second one with a person of note. So I don't think you can become typecast with just two interviews.
Yeah, but it's because obviously I release different videos every week, and it's just this is my sort of second interview, so it's interviews are already a slightly different thing to what I normally do.
Well, here's the thing. You've got. I believe that first of all, you've got to follow your heart and do whatever you want to do. So if what I say contradicts your heart, then ignore it. But also, there are a million shows, like podcast and video, where it's someone doing a straight interview. There are a million shows like that, and why would anyone watch yours over Richard Herring? Richard Herring doesn't actually doesn't do a straight interview, but he mixes it up. No. Part of it's straight and part of it's dicking around. But why? I'm a firm believer that you've got to do something that stands out and is unique and is different from everything else. And I had a lot of fun doing your silly interview.
Thanks,
I enjoyed it. It was fun, man, and it was fun to do, and it was different from anything I'd ever done before. So, thank you for that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean that's the way I felt, and those are the questions that I've started to write. But then, I've had a day to think about it since the person.
Or you could just toss a coin.
Yeah,
just toss a coin. You can do that. Mark, I hope that's been some help. I bet it's not. Let's go to line 3. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello?
Hello, yes. How can we help thee?
I'm waiting to listen to talk to Dr. Waltmart Media.
Dr. Mark Media. If you could turn your radio off, please, love.
Can I say my what? Radio what?
Can you turn your radio off, please, love?
I haven't got a radio.
Well, what's that in the background, then?
I'm listening to him talk to somebody.
Yeah, what are you listening to him on?
I'm listening to my computer.
Right, well, come on now, you know what I meant. Could you turn that off, please?
Why?
Because I can't hear you, love. It's too loud.
Well, I turned it down.
No, I can still hear it. I can hear it more than I can hear thee.
So, what's this about? Why are you having a go at me?
I'm not having a go at you, love, but could you please turn your bloody computer down?
You don't have to say bloody computer. You can say that. Can you turn my computer down?
Can you turn... I don't want you to turn my computer down. My computer's down. I want you to turn your bloody computer down.
I have done that.
I can still hear it.
So, excuse me, why are you swearing at me?
I'm not swearing at you.
You just told me to turn my bloody computer down. You swore at me.
I'm not swearing at you. Bloody is not a swear word.
It might not be in your mind, but it is in mine.
Well, in that case, I apologise. Could you turn your shitting computer down, please?
Shitting? That's equal.
Shitting is equal to bloody?
So why are you being so negative if I'm phoning in with a question?
What's the question, love?
No. Why are you
Yes.
being so...
Yes, what's the question? Excuse me? I beg your pardon?
My question's not for you, it's for Dr Waltmart.
Well, I will decide whether you get through to Dr Waltmart.
Oh, right, okay. So you are some kind of challenging individual.
I'm the gatekeeper to the doctor. If you wish to pass, you have to answer this riddle. Are you ready?
Go on, then.
There are 2 doors in front of you. One of them leads to joy and pleasure in Dr Waltmart. The other one leads to death. One of the doors will tell you the truth to any question you ask. The other door will tell you a lie. You're only allowed one question. What is your question and to which door?
Excuse me?
There are 2 doors in front of you. Door A and door B. One of the doors leads to Dr Waltmart. The other one leads to a painful and horrible and bloody death. I'm not swearing there, it's very, very bloody. One door will tell you the truth when you ask a question. The other door will tell you a lie. You are only allowed to ask one question. What is your question and to which door, please?
This is a complete joke. Isn't this supposed to be open to people talking to this man online?
It is open, but you have to pass the test first. Time is running out. I forgot to mention, you've only got 60 seconds before you are executed by a barbarian. So, what is your question and to which door?
Excuse me, is this some guy who's supposed to be positive for the NHS?
45 seconds.
Well, I have to say, this is a bit of a myth.
30 seconds. The barbarian is raising his thorny mallet.
Well, go on and do that.
You have 15 seconds to comply. What is your question and to which door? Oh, I'm so sorry. The barbarian has stoved your head in. And you are now dead on the floor. Thank you so much for your call.
Well, I hope you got some money out of it.
Thank you very much indeed.
She still hadn't turned her computer down.
Excuse me?
She'll phone again, you know that, don't you?
I'm really, really
Who's
hoping...
Dr Waltmart? I was looking him up, I couldn't find him.
I'm really, really hoping she does. I'm really hoping she does. What fun. This is my job. This is my job. I did say I wasn't going to swear anymore, but I couldn't resist it.
She's so furious. Where did you get the idea for a thorny mallet from?
I couldn't think what it was called. You know, the
club.
No, it's like a
mace.
A mace. I couldn't think what a mace was, so
More
I
of
called
a night thing anyway. Thorny mallet's much more barbarian.
Yeah, so thorny mallet. There's your clip, by the way. There's your video clip for tomorrow.
Oh, for sure.
Tonight's been a fun old show.
Oh, my.
Letting down a comedy legend. Terrifying a teenage girl in America. Watching a pre-recorded, basically shouting at a video. What were we doing? We were watching those those American singers. It's like being in the cinema and shouting at Tom Cruise and wondering why he won't turn round and talk to you.
Why is he ignoring me?
Tom! Tom, mate! I'm sat down here!
Oh, my.
It's been a really, really interesting start to the week. And I've certainly enjoyed myself. We still get paid for it, even when it's, like this, don't we?
Is she ringing again?
No.
Oh, come on.
He's stoved your head in.
Kill the jester, that's what I was thinking.
There's a little bit of that, wasn't there? There's withheld number calling in. I'm not taking withheld numbers because they've been rubbish recently, so we're not having that. But thank you for making the effort. There's 3 more minutes if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to, although I suspect that is that. So, just to say Paul Russell. I can see movement. I can see something. Is he coming? He's coming.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, I just... how you doing? You all right?
Hey, not bad. Good to see you.
I like your coat.
It's an old fave, this.
It's
Yeah,
a nice coat,
It's a proper kind of
Although,
coat.
today was the first day I was wearing my coat... And I was sweating a bit. I had a bit of a sweat on because it was a nice day today.
Have you just shaved your beard off?
Well, not just now. Well,
since I saw you last.
24 hours ago, I shaved it off. 1 o'clock this morning.
Was it for charity? You lost the bet.
No, I did the chase yesterday.
Did you win?
I'm not allowed to tell you.
That's a big yes, folks.
Let's just say Stanley Johnson was tricky. I'll tell you later, but I'm not allowed to say. It was.
No, don't tell me because I will tell everybody.
Okay.
I genuinely cannot keep a secret.
It was a thrill, though. Bradley Walsh is brilliant.
Lovely fellow.
I
saw your tweet about him mentioning your mum and all that stuff, which is lovely.
3 hours later, and we're off camera. He said, "Send my love to Linda." I thought, come on, that's class.
Because I took my mother-in-law when I was on the chase.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go along, mainly because she's a mad Arsenal fan, and so is Bradley.
Right.
And he couldn't have been sweeter to her. Lovely fella.
He's great. What is on your show tonight?
We are crossing live to a NASA space station. They're launching a space rocket. It's been postponed.
Oh.
They're going to find the sound of the stars. They're going to be using a space astronomy kit, because stars...
Space astronomy kit.
I know, I've run out of words.
Something you get in Woolworths for your birthday.
It's fine. It's from the Science Museum. It's official. So we're talking to a top boffin about that, which I cannot wait for. They postponed it for 24 hours. It's going to be launching tomorrow, and they can actually record the sound stars make in space. Quite how that works, given there's no atmosphere to carry it, but we've got some recordings they've already done. We're also going to be finding out why 100 years ago today, the British government declared war on rats.
Is it because of Spike Milligan being born?
No, we did that yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday.
I was irritated about it because we went quite big on it, but then I've heard about it all day. I'd like to do it all again tonight.
Oh.
Maybe we should. You're not a fan of Spike?
No, I'm a big fan of Spike. We were just talking about the bed sitting room, which is
wonderful.
A great
That turns
film.
up on Talking Pictures TV occasionally, doesn't it? On that great channel.
It's Talking Pictures is incredible.
We had the daughter who runs it with her dad on the show a few weeks back, and I want to get the dad on, but he did Radio 4, the turncoat.
Oh.
All the support we've given, and they're dead to us.
How do you set up your own TV channel?
Well, the great thing is they've kind of cherry-picked or gone round, taking off the kind of low-hanging fruit that's out of copyright initially, and now they've got some great... The Last Valley was on last weekend, a Lost Michael Caine and Omar Sharif film. I've not seen it since The Pictures in about 72. Great channel.
Paul Ross will be on at 1 o'clock, dear listeners.
No beards.
No beards allowed.
He did win. He won big.
I can't. Yeah, it was an experience. Catherine, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Even though you did upset Tommy Cannon by letting him down. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Until then, from us, ta-ta.